professionals who get it done.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
How about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
A lot of fans have been debating whether the Kings should have won more games, whether they should have tanked. So let's look at what the Phoenix Suns did, Alan, because their season is over now. They did not tank. They decided to win as many games as they could.
Right.
They didn't have much draft capital, like none. So they didn't have a lot to gain by tanking, but they had a surprisingly competitive year. They're in the play-in. They get out of the play-in. They're in the playoffs, and they get obliterated. What did they accomplish?
Whatever they were able to make in those 2 games in Phoenix, whatever money was made from those 2 home games, and I guess I don't know how the TV deal works, if it changes, if you get any type of bonus at all, if you were part of the playoffs. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's kind of the worst case scenario where you don't even extend, you just get swept, right? So that's the worst case scenario to the argument of, hey, you could be in the lottery, or you could. I saw some Warriors fans kind of celebrating the fact that they didn't get in because they felt like the same thing would have happened to them. The difference is, as we've been over before, the Suns didn't really have anything to lose. So that is, they didn't have a first round pick to lose. So I guess no harm, no foul in this situation. But yeah, I do think we're going to look at these teams a little bit differently the more these series start ending earlier, right? Like a couple weeks ago, when they beat the Warriors, people were praising the Suns and look how they did this. Now, literally a week later, after they got their doors blown off, who wants to be the Suns? I don't think anybody.
Yeah, it's really a weird space that team is in. A team like Portland, if they get bounced here pretty soon, I know they will not have been swept, but they still have a lot of young assets and they're still building towards something. So you could say, well, this is kind of maybe a first step or part of their journey. The Suns, they really don't have a lot of room to grow, and they're nowhere near one of the best teams in the league. So I would say they made the best of a bad situation this year in some ways.
Yeah.
Their fans got behind them. They were competitive. Their owner, Matt Ishbia, said, losing is never easy, but I feel really good today about our team, and I'm already thinking about where we go from here. It's not to the draft. I'm so proud of this season and want to thank every single person who made this possible. We have a lot more work to do, which I'm truly excited about, and we are just getting started. So I'm not trying to pile on the Suns. I just think it's an interesting philosophical question. There's a team that said, we're not tanking, and what did they gain by not tanking?
Yeah, but again, can we even have this conversation with a team that doesn't have a first-round pick, right? I mean, I don't
think they have anything till 2032, 2031, and then the 32 pick is tied up in something, so they just don't. Their draft cupboard is bare.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know why they should even count in this conversation. You know what I mean? Because we don't know how they would have behaved if they didn't have if they did have a first-round pick. So they can sit there and pretend, and then a lot of people are going to read those quotes, and they're not immersed in this like some other fans and media and content creators are every single day. So they're going to read that and say, man, those Suns are doing a good thing, but they might not even know that the Suns didn't have a first-round pick. So he knows what he's doing. It's our job to remind everyone that everything is not as it appears.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the NBA playoffs and the Kings here, but I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that coming up bottom of the hour, Alan is very excited about Grant Cohn coming on. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jay?
You're already getting into it with people on Twitter just because you mentioned that he's coming on, or?
No, not that. I had when Grant asked that question to Kyle and to John Lynch, I had said if the Niners actually listened, not necessarily to Grant Cohn, but to the idea that everything that they do isn't perfect, maybe they'd already have that 6th championship.
Jay Allen is a bona fide 49er hater.
No, I'm not.
A hater. He's a shoo-in for a hater of the year.
If I was a hater, look, y'all don't have a championship, right? Or in this regime with Kyle. So if I was a hater.
They have many championships.
I'm saying with Kyle.
Yeah.
If I was a hater, wouldn't I just let y'all stick to the status quo?
Are you a hater or not?
No, I'm not.
I think you are.
Because if I were a hater, I'd say, yeah, y'all are good. Y'all are good. Because you haven't won one, right?
No, that's not what a hater does. A hater hates. Saying you're good is not hating.
No. But if I were a hater, I would say, no, y'all are good. Keep doing what you're doing because you haven't won. The fact that I'm challenging you to be better, that makes me not a hater.
Wrong.
That makes me that makes me an encourager.
No.
I'm an encourager.
No.
That's not hater.
Yeah.
I am encouraging you.
And I understand the whole Raider fan looking down on the Niners. I appreciate that.
Right.
Like Jay loves 49ers. And, he has some Oakland ties. I thought he was a fan of the Raiders. Like, no, I can't stand the Raiders. I respect that. Pick a side.
I respect that.
I hate them.
Jay won't say, oh, no, I like the Raiders. Like
no, that's different, though. We are the Sacramento home of the Niners.
We work for the Raiders, too, though.
Look.
Longer than the Niners.
Yeah. I'm here now, though.
Yeah.
I'm here now. Okay. Look, Jay, I got to go to the Michael Irvin playmaker party. That was all because of Brock. That was all because of Shanny.
Blah,
so I got love.
You got hate? You got love for her?
I got love. We went to the Vegas party. There was a camel at the club. I don't know why a camel was at the club.
I don't either.
But I got to see that camel thanks to George Kittle. Thanks to, Fred Warner. So these are my guys. I'm trying to encourage y'all to get over the hump.
I have nothing against Grant Cohn. He's a good guy, but it sounds like he's your guy.
I like how he gets down. You know what I mean? Sometimes somebody has to light a fire. Look, we haven't gotten any calls lately. I don't want to get any calls. But sometimes, as we cover the Kings, I think every team needs a little bit of Grant Cohn. Every team needs that.
It is refreshing,
Can't be a bunch of yes men and women everywhere. Hey, that's a great job. No, it wasn't. Y'all stunk. Sometimes you got to say it, Whitey.
You're right.
But the Niners haven't stunk. So here's the thing. I was going back and forth with somebody.
You're going back and forth now with me.
I'm going back and forth.
with himself.
Hold on. I was going back and forth with somebody last night, and the conversation literally turned into me saying, look, the Niners have been really good.
You've been going back and forth with Bonte.
I'm not saying no names, okay? The Niners have been really good. So, of course, Jay, there's going to be a microscope under areas where they haven't been good. Ain't nobody checking what the Browns are doing. Ain't nobody checking what really the Raiders had been doing because they haven't been good. So when you've been so good, so elite, just like the Niners have to that legendary brand, but you can't seem to get over the hump and you don't know what the overtime rules are. You're trying to figure out what's the missing piece.
Why can't you just hate? Why do you have to?
What are you talking about?
Be a covert hater.
I'm not being a
covert
covert
it's a great
hater.
Brand. They don't know the rules of Super Bowl. You think no?
No. I'm just going through what happened to remind everyone.
No, I'm just.
And I don't know.
Anyway,
we don't know.
Looking forward to talking with him. Did you hear the Rams' explanation for why the coach didn't seem like he was on board with their quarterback selection? The quarterback says, we had a secret meeting.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah. It's a national treasure.
They didn't want
now.
anyone to know how interested they were in me.
We've heard this before.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what's so interesting, right? The Rams, they don't normally have first-round picks, and when they do, they do stuff like this or they trade them away, whatever the case is. But what's interesting to me is how everybody is reacting to the Ty Simpson move. Because on the first day when it happened, everybody was freaking out, right? Now, a day later, I see Peter Schrager here on the TV. Everybody is talking about, no, this was genius by the Rams because when are they going to be this high again? Now, if just like the Niners, if Ty Simpson was that high on their draft board, then cool, right? We'll have to wait and see. But it's funny how everything went from the Niners were right there with the Rams and had way more injuries than the Rams last season.
I'm only listening at this point to every seventh word you say. So
way more injuries, okay? But the Rams get the benefit of the doubt in not taking advantage of their window, and everybody is bagging on the Niners. I don't know why they're doing that.
Kimberly says, Alan the spin doctor.
I'm not the spin doctor. Not at all. Not at all. I just, I got a lot of love, but it's a lot of different types of love.
Dwayne Baker says Raider Nation will never die in the Sacramento area. If we don't get Raider news here, we will go elsewhere to get it. Dwayne. Yeah, we were at Frank Caliendo's show, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And
sometimes a man decides to talk the way he does.
He started doing his Gruden and Madden, and people go nuts. He goes, oh, is this Raider country here? It's like,
yeah. And they're back now. Because that's the other thing about bandwagon fans. And I'm not going to point out any specific fan base, but I would assume that as the Raiders return back to their rightful place at the top of the NFL mountaintop, you're going to see more Raider fans pop up.
Yeah,
and I don't have a problem with that.
It's not even May yet, so you got a ways to go, but I know you're feeling pretty good about the draft.
I'm saying a couple of years from now, you'll just start seeing them. But whenever you have to have conversations, because we've been through this before, whenever we had, when it was Jim Tomsula with the Niners, whenever these type of things happen, then they start popping up. And then you have to have a conversation with your friend, your coworker. Oh, I didn't know you were a Raider fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been a Raider fan. Like, that's the type of stuff that happens.
Tom Sula?
Because, I saw the pictures. At the stadium. The faithful. There weren't so many filled butts in those seats.
Yeah. Did the bandwagon start to fill up when you beat New England week 1 last year?
For a hot second.
You
go to work. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were wearing a Raider jersey. I didn't know you were a Raider fan. Oh, yeah. Then next couple weeks, no more Raider jersey. That's okay, though. That's okay. Same thing happened, honestly. I felt like when I arrived as the Beam team was heating up and cooling down all at the same time, I think there's been a bit of a shift in Kings fandom as well. It happens to everybody. Yeah, that's okay.
Grant Cohn will join us bottom of the hour. Beam Team LTB says, we were talking about the Suns. What did they accomplish this year? I don't think there was a single soul that thought they were going to make that series competitive with OKC. Not even a knock on the Suns. OKC is just that good. Sure, yeah. So, it's kind of a heavy dose of reality, a high dosage of reality for the Suns. Like, yeah, this is great. We did this. We're in the playoffs, and then,
yeah.
Don't pretend you're actually any good.
Yeah. My main thing with the Suns is when you have an alternative or when you have a choice, you decide which way you want to go. The Suns didn't have a choice. There was no alternative.
Right, but they still tried to say, this is what we want.
Right.
This is what we want to do anyway.
Even if we had, that's like saying, oh, I wouldn't waste the money on a certain car or whatever, even if I had it. Well, you don't, right? So I don't know. Oh, I wouldn't buy that Bugatti even if I had the money. Well, you don't. So this is a stupid conversation.
On the other hand, they had a lot better season than the Kings, Wizards, Jazz, Nets. Grizzlies, whomever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's just about where do you go from here now?
If you want to take to the bank what Dylan Brooks did, and I know he was more of an offensive threat out there at Oregon because I had picked against Oregon in that NCAA tournament. So I know a lot of these guys can be a bucket when you need them to be a bucket, but if you're trying to sell me on Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks as an offensive threat, and Devin Booker as some type of
you don't like Devin Booker, do you?
Frankenstein big three, I don't mind him. He's fine. He's a De'Aaron. I think he's better than De'Aaron, but they're all in the same bucket over there.
Mm-hmm.
They might be in the conversation, Whitey, for what we were talking about. They might be in the conversation for one of these Kings players. You need an offensive threat? We got you. Who do you need? That's where the Suns are going to have to go. Somebody brought up Ja as well. That seems very Matt Ishbia to bring up Ja.
By the way, your guy, Grant Cohn, needs to go at 3:30. Thank you, Jay. And thank you, Jay, for lining that up in the first place.
He's busy.
So my apologies. I told you he's coming up bottom of the hour.
No. No need to apologize.
Well, just if anyone's like, oh, great, I want to hear him.
Yeah.
Well, we just figured out. So I'll pull back the curtain. When I book guests all the time, I always give guys 20 or 15-minute heads up.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I've been in the game. You got to, sometimes athletes, I give them an hour heads up. So I just text him now, 20-minute heads up. He's like, oh, can we push back to 3:30? That's not your fault.
No, but
That's
I'm
his
just saying,
fault.
I know. I'm just saying to people that heard me say, oh, he's going to be on. This is great. Hey, understand. Because people rearrange their
Very true, very true.
their lives based on who's coming up on the show.
Should we have him apologize to them?
Yes.
All right.
I don't think that's necessary. Look, we got my guy Grant on. He's coming on 3:30. We have so much to get through.
How many times have you talked to him?
Grant and myself?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
I
actually
mean,
spoken to him. He's your guy. How many times have you?
We've had conversations.
Uh-huh.
Off air, off record. We've had some conversations, but that's neither here nor there.
Was he at the party with the camel?
He was not at the party with the. I think I went solo bolo to that party with the camel because I had to be in there, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right.
Thank you, Niners. Thanks again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, who's to blame for Detroit's predicament, meanwhile, Alan, in the NBA playoffs?
I mean, they were in the playoffs last season, so it's hard to say, this is their first go at it because it's clearly not. But I think to bring back some of the conversation from yesterday, a lack of a Robin. They don't have a Robin. And it's a lot of Cade. And when the going gets tough, Tobias Harris, I mean, that brother, he been bricking for a long time. And he's been making a lot of money. He finally got on a deal that is more in line with who he is as a player because it was the Sixers that were paying him that ridiculous amount of money. Mm-hmm. But that's the game where we need you, brother. This is the game where we need you, and you did not have him. And Asar Thompson, look, those boys, Asar and Amen, this is what I don't understand, Jay. How are you that good? How are you that athletic? And maybe I'm answering my own question. You just never needed a jump shot. Like, how do you have negative jump shot? I don't understand it. They're still so young. They might develop one. But honestly, I'm going to flip this. That speaks to how ridiculously athletic they are to be where they are with zero jump shot in 2026. It's incredible. But you can't. There comes a point in time, that's that regular season stuff. Both teams with Thompson twins have struggled from the same thing. They're really good, but you cannot trust them when you need somebody offensively.
Yeah, I love them both, especially the one in Houston. I'd take them both. I think part of the story here that gets overlooked because Detroit's a 1 seed and Orlando's an 8 seed, so Orlando's winning. Well, what's wrong with Detroit? Hey, Orlando is maybe a bona fide Cinderella team here. They're really good. They're playing better. Desmond Bane is like, that's Desmond Bane.
I'm glad you brought this up. Because
that's a very talented team.
But that's my question. Is Orlando we just had March Madness. Is Orlando the big school that had a down year, right? So it's, let's say, for example, I'm not calling them Duke per se, but Duke as...
I don't know if we can call them a big school and they're not a big brand.
Well, no. It's not about brand. It's just about what you were expected to do, right? So this season, UNC was a 7. Now, they ended up getting bounced pretty early, but you think of UNC, even if they're facing a 2 seed, if the 2 seed is some upstart like Texas Tech, a lot of people are going to pick UNC. So if you never play to your capabilities, are you still a Cinderella? We knew the Magic were supposed to be better than this, and they never were. Now that they're figuring it out, are they truly an 8-seed Cinderella in the way that we would look at it if the Suns took a couple games from the Thunder?
To me, they are, because they're an 8 seed and they're beating a 1 seed. And what are they?
But they were an 8 seed because they did not play to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, to me, an 8 beating a 1, and it hasn't happened yet. They currently are leading them. To me, that's legit Cinderella territory.
Okay,
and they're doing it because both those teams are pounding the bejeebies out of each other defensively.
Yeah. Okay. If somebody going into the season, if you were the dark horse pick like Orlando was, to just be interesting, I don't think anyone had them picked to win the whole thing. But hey, Orlando, Paolo, what's he gonna do?
A dark horse team that's on the verge of knocking off the 1 seed, as you said yourself, a dark horse. That's a Cinderella. Okay. Dark horse is not supposed to win.
Maybe it's just because I don't look at Detroit as your big bad wolf 1 seed. But the numbers are there. Yeah. It is 8-1 on paper. You are correct.
60-win team, right?
Yeah. That regular season will get you every time.
I know the T-Wolves are winning, but are they done? Are they toast?
Probably.
Dante's out. Who knows?
I don't know. I think they could. They hung around in Denver last night. I think they could win this next game. Now, does that really help anybody if Ant, obviously DiVincenzo's done, but if Ant can't come back, I don't know. But I wouldn't say it's done, Whitey. Something is wrong with the Nuggets. Something is wrong with the Nuggets. I mean, you can't keep Aaron Gordon didn't play last game. I know that probably was a part of it.
Yeah.
But something's
Cam Johnson
off.
had a good game.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Let's celebrate guys doing their jobs finally.
Let's just acknowledge that some people said he's a good player, he's going to play well. Others did not.
Whitey, you waited all season. We've been waiting for him to do this all season.
Well, then he saved it for the best possible time.
Let's see.
They're on the verge of elimination.
Let's see what he does.
He's a good player. He didn't shoot the 3 ball especially well. I think he was 2 for 7 or something.
Yeah. See now here you go with the caveat.
But he had a good game. He filled the box score. Rebounds, assists, shot the ball well overall.
The caveat
he's a good player.
here. Let's see.
No, I'm giving you that he didn't shoot the 3 ball well. I think he's a better 3-point shooter than that. But he had a good game when they needed people to pick up the slack.
Well, Kevin Huerter was supposed to be a better 3-point shooter than he was.
I'm not talking about Kevin Huerter.
I'm just saying it's one thing. It's one thing to say you're supposed. Okay, 2 for 7 from 3. Okay, he was a team high plus 24. That's what I like to see. 18.
Now we're
8
talking
for
about
13.
We're talking about
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson, yeah.
6 rebounds, 5 assists.
You brought Kevin Huerter into it. I wasn't sure.
Well, I got out here. I moved out here. Everyone kept telling me Kevin Huerter was a shooter, and I never saw him make a shot.
He had a really good year. The Beam Team year, he was an excellent 3-point shooter.
I'm just saying, if you're a good...
It has nothing to do with what happened last time between the Nuggets and the T-Wolves.
If you're a good XYZ on paper, but you don't do it, it's a Keegan conversation. Keegan is a good shooter on paper, but if he doesn't shoot well, is he a good shooter?
I'll give you this. I don't think he is a good shooter on paper. He was a good shooter at one time. Again, going back to the Beam Team year, he was a good shooter. Since then, he hasn't been great.
Nah.
That's just the fact of the matter.
He's no Cam Johnson.
I would rather have Cam over Keegan.
Right
personally.
now?
Anytime.
Cam is 30.
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
I think he's a good player. And I know I'm in the minority around here. And I don't dislike Keegan. I'm a big fan of Cam Johnson. He was a restricted free agent after the Beam Team year, and I was hoping the Kings would have gotten him. I thought he would have been perfect for what they needed. Be that as it may, my point is he had a good game. Denver winning last night, and given the injuries Minnesota has, I think Denver, even though they're losing in the series, I like them to win this thing in advance.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where I don't know if anybody really, quote-unquote, wins, right? Because the Nuggets get through. What do we do with the whole teams that blew a 3-1? Because I know there was a while where the asterisks were getting used way too often, but this isn't really a blown 3-1, right? We're not going to say Denver came back from down 3-1. Are we going to do that?
Well, sure, because it'll be true.
But there's a huge asterisk next to it.
I know, but you're right, but nobody cares.
I think people do care. It's Ant. It's Anta Claus. No Dante, no Ant. You were getting.
The real question is, how will they view it as they evaluate? If it comes to that, okay, what do we do about this? Do they say, well, you know what? We were in good shape. And then we had injuries. Or do they say, we're going to have to shake something up here?
Well, I'm already hearing about some shaking and some bacon.
Was Grant Cohn tell you?
No, that's separate. But there's birds chirping about a very...
Well, who's Ant's favorite player?
Well, I'm not talking about the Timberwolves. I'm talking about the Nuggets.
Oh, well, I think they're going to win. They ain't going to shake things up if they win.
Well, you could still look at it and say, well, obviously it depends what they do next, if they continue on and where this thing ends for them. But if they lose next round and they got through on a 3-1 comeback, and I'm air quoting, because no Ant, no Dante, I've heard there might be some people on the move here.
You think the coach is going to be let go? Is that what?
Not the coach.
Jokic?
Not Jokic.
Okay.
You're getting warmer though. Yeah. See, but that's still early. That's just some things that I've been told is. What is it, Jay? Those that are familiar with the Nuggets thinking.
Now, when you say a little birdie, you're talking about a seagull, right? Brett Siegel. That's your little clever way of saying it. A little birdie told me,
No.
He thinks he's clever, Jay. You just have to think about it for a minute. Oh, I see what he's saying.
No, I'm not saying that, though. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think there's going to be a lot of movement this offseason, and I think the Kings could be a big part of said movement.
How so? A part of said movement?
There's a couple dominoes that have to fall first, and then we'll start to see the grand plan.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. So you don't think Denver's going to win, but you think they will win, but they're still...
I think that Denver's going to win,
okay,
and then they'll probably lose next round, which will trigger a lot of different things.
And you think Orlando's going to win, but you don't think they're a true underdog Cinderella?
No, because I really like Orlando, and I thought that they just underachieved. If you underachieve all year, I look at you a little differently. On paper, 8-1, there's no argument there. I think Orlando underachieved, and I think the Pistons overachieved. So you put a scenario like that together, and you have what we're seeing right now.
Do you think there's any chance Houston comes back to at least force us a Game 7? Because I give them not a great chance, but I think there's a shot.
Houston?
Yes. In the Lakers series.
The Rockets?
Yes.
No way. That thing is done. Done.
They were down to your Warriors last year 3-1. They forced the 7th game.
This ain't the Warriors. And I get it. You're saying, obviously, no Luka, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves is maybe coming back.
Yeah. I think.
Boy, the feisty Rockets showed me something in that last game. Şengün put the lads on his back and carried him to victory.
So what? That was game 4. So now they got to go back to L.A.?
Yes.
Oh, no. It's cooked. It's absolutely done.
Okay.
Look, I'll bet you Taco Bell for it.
No, that's okay. Fine. I love Taco Bell, but what are we betting? That it's not going to go 7?
That's
you just
right.
want to bet one game.
I'll do one game.
All right, we'll think about that.
Okay.
Think about that. We'll come back and begin our series of looking back at Kings drafts, and we'll start by looking at the Kings draft 10 years ago. It was very eventful, and yeah, we're going to talk to Grant Cohn. He's coming up at 3:30 today. It's the Drive, guys. Settle in. We're just getting started on Sactown Sports.
After suffering a torn Achilles tendon last postseason, will George Kittle be ready to take the field for training camp? Head to SactownSports.com for the star tight end's latest injury update and all things 49ers this offseason. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We are fortunate in Northern California to have weather that allows us to play golf year-round. On the other hand, that's a lot of time to be exposed to the sun's harmful rays, so just remember to apply the sunscreen. Experts say that SPF 30 blocks 97% of the UVB rays that cause sunburn, and you should apply sunscreen at least every 2 hours. So put it on before you play and reapply at the turn. Apply it evenly and thoroughly. When you use a spray, don't step into the spray because you won't be putting it on evenly. We all tend to get our arms, legs, and face, but make sure you apply to your ears, neck, hands, and scalp, and don't forget the backs of your knees. And make sure you check the expiration date. Experts also say the sunscreen that works is the sunscreen that you actually are going to put on your skin. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The statewide direct primary election is June 2nd. All registered voters will receive their ballot in the mail. Check to make sure you're registered correctly at elections.saccounty.gov or call 800-762-8019.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total Game Fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Naturewood Home Furnishings, Metro by T-Mobile, and A1 Appliance. More info at CITPFest.com.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
All right, I'm not sure what this is I'm seeing here in one of our monitors, but it's terrible. So somebody dropped, a fan in Cleveland, got a foul ball, came to him, dropped it. The little girl grabs it, and the guy takes it from the little girl. Come on, Alan.
So
he drops it, she gets it, and he takes it from
back.
her.
A grown man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then she was comforted by it. I think she ended up with the ball. And
right.
Yeah.
Somebody gave her something, right? I was reading that.
She was still, it kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Puts a kind of a bend in your faith for your fellow human when you're a young child and you see that.
Why is this happening every year now? Like, what is wrong with these adults? I know I always joke about get off.
It's a baseball.
Yeah.
It's a baseball.
I mean, I know I
should have brought my gloves to the game.
I'm taking gloves to the game. That's it.
That's right. I know I get on, my get off my lawn hype. I don't even know if this is get off my lawn. Just be better.
Yeah, this isn't get off my lawn. This is just be a better person.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Then you go home. I mean, you should have had better hands. Then you go home with the ball and you just leave out. Let's assume it was for somebody else. We don't even know that. And you go to them and you say, hey, I got you this ball. And you don't tell him, obviously, how you got it. And if it was for him himself, grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Just grow up.
How would you feel? All right, let me add a log to the
fire.
fire.
I know what you're going to say.
Hey, here's a ball for you. I got it at the game. And then you're, oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
And you're watching the game. You see the highlights. You see it happen. You realize,
no, it's a blood ball. No, it's a blood ball.
That's a ball I have.
Yeah, no,
I don't want it.
I don't want it. Get that out of my face. I don't even want to touch it. Just take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was like an Ohtani, there's levels. A random baseball, okay. But somebody said, hey, this is our family heirloom. What if it was just a dirty story? That happened, hey, however many years ago, Ohtani's first home run ball, it's yours now, Alan. And then you find out, that's how it was acquired. Why do I got to look the other way?
Have you ever heard of Tug McGraw? I know Jay has. Tug McGraw was a pitcher for the Mets in the World Series, the Phillies, and he's from Vallejo. So my dad knew him. My dad, I think, wrote to scouts about him or something when he was pitching in Vallejo. So when Tug came back to Vallejo, my dad had talked to him, and he was always really nice to our family. So the year the Miracle met, it might have been the next year, so like 1970, whatever it was, he was a reliever, he started a game, second game of a doubleheader, and he won the game, so he got the game ball. And he sent it to my dad, and my dad gave it to me. But, one day we're playing catch. And
no.
Yeah, we needed a baseball.
Whitey.
I don't know, that was the end of that ball.
Was it signed?
I think he wrote, yeah. I don't know if he signed. He wrote, it was the date and everything.
Yeah.
And, Major League
What happened to the ball? Did it just get kind of mauled up, or did you lose it?
We went into, I think a dog probably chewed it up at some point or something.
The Sandlot.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we were playing catch with it. We needed a ball.
Did your dad tell you exclusively not?
Not that I recall.
Then you're fine.
I don't think anybody's ever mad about it or anything.
Yeah, then you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know it's just one of those things you look back and go, probably should just put that up or something.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be cool to have.
Right. But, I mean, the memory that you have of this story is greater than that. A baseball is meant to be thrown, Whitey.
I agree with that.
Just like, Jay, we're always talking about the shoes. And I know a lot of people just try to flip the shoes, but shoes are meant to be worn. I always say, because my wife, hey, some of these shoes are expensive. If I win these shoes, I'll wear them. Unless I'm about to flip it for, multiple bands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing the shoe. You buy shoes to wear them.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Right.
There's a baseball, you throw it.
Do you guys remember a pitcher on the A's and I think maybe the Cubs named Rich Harden?
Of course.
Yeah, he threw hard.
Yeah.
He was from Canada, I believe. I have nothing against it. I love our neighbors to the north. I used to make jokes about Canada. I don't make jokes about Canada anymore. Great anthem, great country. But this is so Canadian. There's a story that one All-Star break, he's home. He didn't make the All-Star team. So he's home during the All-Star break. He's in Canada with his dad, and he's like, hey, I think I want to throw some, He's a major league pitcher. This is the height of his career. They couldn't find a baseball in the house.
Wow. See?
I couldn't play catch because we couldn't find a baseball. Is that the worst?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, everyone has to have that slick Wilson ball that you don't ever use in games, but you can find them at any sports authority, wherever. Every household needs one of those baseballs.
Yeah.
You just to have.
Case of emergency.
Just in case of emergency.
You might need a baseball.
Right. I can't find, a normal one. At least we have this Wilson shiny ball that no one actually ever uses in a game. Why do they make those still? I don't know why they make those. And the reason it came up in my mind, because I found one of mine in the garage.
A Wilson shiny ball.
The Wilson shiny, and they're hard as a rock.
Yeah. Is it something where it's meant to be signed? That's why it's shiny?
That's a good point. Very signable ball.
Okay.
I think that might be the point of its existence.
But you're a ball player. You don't think of that. It's like, there's a baseball.
Yeah.
I want to play with it because I'm a baseball player.
Right. And early on, you'd be hitting batting practice, and then at the bottom of the barrel, you got those. And when you hit it, give me the real ball.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like hitting range balls.
Yeah. They're the worst. But you need them. Every household should at least have an emergency Wilson shiny baseball.
I agree with that. See, we can find common ground if we just try.
I know. Yeah. I know. Well, first, we started off the show. I'm trying to give you information, okay? I'm trying to give you the national treasure tea leaves, but you don't want to take it. So that's fine.
Yeah. Somebody could be on the move in Denver. The coach, no. Jokic, no. You're getting closer though. Well, at that point, I don't care.
You do care. You're gonna care. Just wait.
Aaron Gordon is going to be moved. No, it's Jamal Murray.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Says a little birdie, Brett Siegel.
You can't put Brett's name on stuff like that. It wasn't Brett.
You basically did.
I didn't.
Let's go back. We begin our series here of looking back at Kings drafts from the past. We'll start 10 years ago, 2016 draft. A fascinating draft, Alan. Are there any lessons for any of us to learn from the 2016 draft with another draft right around the corner, a crucial draft? 2016 first draft. Sixers had the first pick. Do you know who they selected?
It was Mr. Simmons.
Yes, Ben Simmons was the first pick. Brandon Ingram was second to the Lakers. Jaylen Brown was the third player selected by the Celtics. That was a pick they got from Brooklyn and all that, all the guys they sent to Brooklyn, KG and Paul Pierce. Fourth pick, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns were in good position this draft. They drafted Dragan Bender.
That's a rough go.
Minnesota took Chris Dunn. The Pelicans, with the 6th pick, took a guy who would end up being a part of the Kings' plans, Buddy Hield.
This is interesting.
Yeah. 7th pick in the 2016 draft. Hey, we're just talking about not only his country, but him from Canada, Jamal Murray.
Solid.
Uh-huh.
Very solid.
With the 8th pick, the Sacramento Kings. Remember this, Jay? Marquise Chris from Washington and from Pleasant Grove, right?
Sheldon High.
Sheldon High. Went to the Kings, and people were ecstatic around here. A lot of fans said, this is great. But before we even could collect our breath, he had been traded from the Kings to the Suns for the rights to Bogdan Bogdanovic and picks number 13 and 28. It actually ended up being a pretty decent trade. Unfortunately, Marquise Chris didn't quite work out.
Right.
But it was just kind of a shock to the system. A lot of Kings fans who were celebrating the pick. It's a local guy. This would be great. Oh, he's gone. So they ended up with the draft rights to Bogdan Bogdanovic, who ended up being a pretty good player for the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got picks 13 and 28. So we'll get back to those. Jakob Poeltl was pick number 9 by the Raptors. Thon Makier went to the Bucks 10th. Then you had the 11th pick, the Orlando Magic, traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But technically the Orlando Magic selecting from Gonzaga, Domantas Sabonis.
Dang. This is where it all began.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 11th pick in 2016. Look at all these future Kings that had been selected there with, as I mentioned, Buddy Hield. We had no idea at the time, Alan, what was to come.
Right. Yeah. And it's just funny to look at it now because at first you see the first 3 and you think, okay, that was fairly solid. Ben Simmons is a very polarizing pick. We can discuss at a later date. But Ingram, Jaylen Brown, all right, cool. Then it gets a little cold, gets a little chilly, and then you just have little spurts in there, Whitey, with Jamal Murray, Sabonis. I mean, Jakob Poeltl is at least still playing, making his money. But it got a little dry.
Then you had Taurean Prince going 12th. Then the Kings had that 13th pick, and a lot of people were throwing things around. I literally remember, I'm not making fun of them, I remember Carmichael Dave on Twitter saying the Kings should take a guy who ended up going next, Denzel Valentine. I don't know why I remember that. But the Kings, Vlade pulling the rabbit out of the hat. Georgios Papagiannis was a 13th pick.
Rough.
One of the, we talk about the 49ers and the reaches. Wouldn't you say, Jay, one of the biggest reaches in maybe the history of the Sacramento Kings draft?
Probably the biggest one for me. I remember that. I remember that happening. That was I was planning on coming back, so I just kind of come back, and I remember going to that draft, and I was like down at the Golden One, and I remember people like, who is this? And people were looking around because they had no clue, had never heard of the guy.
Right.
It just felt like he came out of nowhere, and it shut down the draft parties. It shut down the big one.
He might have gone in the second round. He might not have been drafted.
Yeah, I don't know, Whitey.
And they took him 13th.
I know. Yeah, is that? And I know you're counting. There's another draft pick for the Kings as well, right? That year. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So then after that, it was Denzel Valentine, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Gershon Yabusele, 16th, Wade Baldwin, 17th, Henry Ellenson. I'll only stop at the ones that you might know. Malik Beasley, 19th. Karis LeVert was 20th. Let's see. Malachi Richardson, who the Kings ended up with, was 22nd.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam was the 27th pick.
Dang.
Pascal Siakam.
You just never know, man.
29th pick was DeJounte Murray.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then the guy who ended up being Rookie of the Year, 36th pick, was Malcolm Brogdon. So the Kings also ended up, by the way, with Skal Labissiere as part of that trade. So
a couple different.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a bad draft.
It's a rough one. I'm just looking for fun at the second round. But Zubac, 32nd pick.
How about that?
Zubac, 32nd pick. How about that? Yeah, this is rough sledding though, guys.
Yeah. So this was, people remember Vlade. I don't know if Vlade just came out and give him credit for facing the music. Yeah, I made a mistake. Should have drafted should have drafted Luka. But this, in some ways, was just as big of a mistake at the time. It just got kind of forgotten with all the other things that happened with the Kings.
Yeah.
It was a terrible, terrible, terrible decision.
Well,
that made no sense at the time.
Does it make you feel any better that, between Papagiannis and I guess you could argue Malik Beasley, but there weren't a bunch of obvious picks to go with instead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like it was loaded, and a lot of these guys are just not even playing anymore. Because Pascal at 27, that's just good on Masai Ujiri. That's different. But does it make you feel any better that, it wasn't 2 picks later, it was Giannis or something like that?
Nope. Okay. It's a fair point, but nope. Speaking of the draft, Darren Peterson, is he rising again on draft boards? We'll glance at that when we come back. Drive Guys, don't go away.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I have to laugh about the way. Are you familiar with Carmichael Dave? You know Carmichael Dave?
I know a Cheese Michael Dave.
Yeah.
I could talk to you about girth.
The way he's now backpedaling because he said something yesterday very offensive, and I think he knows that deep down, where he said something about the best cheese for grilled cheese is American cheese. And I had to point out that that's wrong and it's offensive. So now today on his show, he's backpedaling with, well, no, it's the best melting cheese. And there's chefs that say that. Like, I don't care what the best melting cheese is. I'm talking about a grilled cheese sandwich, and what you said was wrong. So just own up to that, you know?
Well, there's no right or wrong here.
That's wrong.
There's no right or wrong here per se. It's just, everyone's got different palates.
Keeping your options open, aren't you, Alan?
No, but I like American cheese. I've told you.
American cheese is fine.
I got a talking to by the big boss about my burger comment. When I said American cheese is the best on a burger, he said, no, it's pepper jack. So now this whole thing is just expanded beyond anything I could imagine.
No, well, you just have to be more careful, and you have to realize you got to take your cheeses seriously, and you can't just throw out these offhanded cheese comments and not expect somebody to come,
The first thing I do when I look at a burger,
responsible for them.
First thing I do when I look at a burger on the menu, I see is it American cheese.
Okay.
And if it's not, I keep scrolling.
Really?
Personally.
Yeah.
And then he tried to compare it to, that's like the vanilla of cheeses on a burger.
I thought that's what we said yesterday, too. Didn't we?
And I saw he text you.
Oh.
No, he
text
told me
Stretch, right?
Well, yeah. Well, he told me this in person.
Oh.
So people are not happy. Okay, but I got to stand on business. Stand on my word.
You're not standing on business.
I am
You're
standing on
trying to stand on.
No.
Can I stand on your business and your business?
No, I stand on my own business. Okay.
You not. Stop pretending.
I stand on my own business. Thank you very much.
Did you see what Jeremy Woo says about Darren Peterson in the upcoming NBA draft? You remember Darren Peterson, the de facto #1 pick?
Oh yeah.
He says Darren, and he has DeBonsa going first. By the way, these mock drafts are so stupid. Not this one, but any mock that goes team by team when we don't know where people are drafting yet. It's like, come on.
Yes.
How do you know who's getting picked by whom when we don't know who's picking where? But anyway.
But you got a feeling, right?
I don't know.
You have a feeling.
I don't know. But here's what Jeremy Woo says about Darren Peterson. Quote, Darren Peterson remains a real candidate at #1. As teams continue to dig into his strange season. Recent feedback from front office sources has been largely positive, with Peterson described as a serious worker who is passionate about his craft, with questions centering more about his health. Those are very good questions, pressing questions, because his whole season apparently was derailed last year by a preseason total body cramp, which I don't even want to think about.
Yeah, and yeah, the way he spoke, and we had some draft aficionados on that kind of spoke to it and said he had never experienced anything like that in his life. So this thing is far from over, Whitey, because I also saw, too, I was just scrolling through, and it's about that time, Michael Brown Jr., he's back working out, and those videos are starting to get out. So, obviously, he's supposed to go a little bit later, but there is so much that is still going to happen as it pertains to this draft. So, Darren Peterson, if the Kings are in that position, I think it's going to come down to Darren Peterson. If you're past, the second pick or the third pick, I think it's going to come down to Darren Peterson or Caleb.
Speaking of basketball, Jay, I need a breaking news sounder, sir, please. We have breaking basketball news this hour.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports Breaking News.
According to ESPN.com, the NCAA has initiated the final steps to expand the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournaments to 76 teams.
Wow.
The expansion, which has been discussed for well over a year, is on track to be formalized in the upcoming weeks and would begin this coming season. Sources indicated mid-May as a potential timeline for an announcement. There are still steps to take in terms of approvals via various NCAA committees, but a source indicated, quote, those are just formalities, end quote. Source said they have what they need to move forward. NCAA initiating final steps to expand the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournaments to 76 teams.
I mean, if you don't make the tournament, you're probably on the hot seat, right? Because there's around, I know the last time I checked, there's around 300 teams, 300 NCAA teams that are able to make the NCAA tournaments. It's around 300. It might be more than that. I haven't checked in a while. But 76 out of around 300, that's a lot.
The driver of this move, according to Pete Thamel, the driver of this move has not been money, but rather access. The expansion has been driven by power conferences, which have grown throughout the course of the current deal. Okay. I don't know if I believe that.
Sounds like money.
Yeah, it's all about the money, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah. So, guys.
More teams. Well, we want to be in the tournament every year. How can we do that? We'll let more teams in.
So there are 361 members of Division I NCAA basketball. So 76 teams are getting in out of 361. That's a lot.
How is this going to work? The mechanics of the expansion in the men's tournament will include 8 additional at-large bids. How do you like the first 4? Do you like the first 4?
I've learned to like it.
We're expanding it. What's known now as the first 4, that's 8 teams playing 4 games in Dayton, Ohio, will expand to 12 games played by 24 teams at 2 different sites, one of which is expected to remain in Dayton. So in a way, you still have your main tournament, and this is almost like a separate play-in. Mm-hmm. They're expanding the first 4.
It's fine. I don't know why.
You don't have to like it, Alan.
I just
You're
don't know
not obligated to like it.
Well, the thing is, this does not mean more George Masons are going to get in, right? This just means the whole SEC conference is getting in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I read it.
The location of the new site where they will hold these games, see what you think of this, has yet to be determined, but it is expected to be located west of the Eastern time zone to help logistics. Do you know any place where we could have these games?
I know.
Out west?
I know a couple.
Huh?
It will be lit in Sacramento.
A Leap City. That's what Leap Cities do.
The expansion would lead to an additional 8 men's games, meaning the Tuesday and Wednesday of the NCAA tournament will feature 24 of the 76 men's teams. That number now includes 8 teams who would have qualified for the traditional bracket that will square off against the 8 at-large additions. Again, this is all reported by ESPN.com.
So it's not as bad as I thought, Whitey. 76 teams out of 361. That's good for 21% of teams will get in. That doesn't sound as bad as I initially
It does make me wonder, kind of roll my eyes. We'll still watch, but why are they going to stop here? At what point do they stop just
let everybody
teams?
in? Yeah.
There's actually something to be said for that, because in Indiana, the tournament they have every year that Hoosiers is based on, that's a tournament. They have a classic high school tournament in Indiana, and everybody gets in. And some people, I think John Wooden was one of the people who said every team should be in the NCAA tournament. Maybe that is where it's headed.
And then certain conferences do it that way. They let everybody in.
Yeah.
And again, maybe some of that is a moneymaker, but it can go a couple different ways. Whitey, what's hilarious though is you said breaking news, and I'm looking at my computer thinking you're going to read something, and you read something else. Now, I don't think this needs to break a news sounder, but did you see what Shams put out?
I did not.
Okay, so this is 5 minutes ago. The NBA has disclosed to its 30 GMs in a singular new anti-tanking reform that expands the draft lottery to 16 teams, flattens odds, and have a relegation zone where the bottom 3 teams are penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number 1 pick.
Wow.
That's what I thought you were going to read.
That would have been worthy of the sounder.
I'm hearing you, and I'm thinking, what is he reading? So that just came out too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
Thank you. We'll dive into that as well. And when we come back, we got Shooty Babbitt, right? Yes, Shooty Babbitt, former MLB player and scout. Okay.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow, Wednesday.
All right. Okay. We'll look at
stretch, man. We're going to have to get you on the schedule.
Yeah, I need a new schedule.
We got to get you on the right schedule.
I cannot read your schedules. That's on me. Anyway, when we come back, we'll look at the breaking news on the NBA draft lottery. It's coming up on Sactown Sports.
The NBA Draft Lottery is right around the corner. Will the Sacramento Kings secure the top pick for the first time in nearly 40 years? Will the coin flip loss come back to haunt them? What is the plan at the point guard position for Scott Perry and Doug Christie? We're about to find out. Stay locked into Sactown Sports 1140 and SactownSports.com for up-to-the-minute insight on all things NBA.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys.
Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Yeah, we have more breaking news. As Alan shared, the NBA has disclosed to its 30 GMs a new anti-tanking draft reform termed the 3-2-1 lottery that includes expanding the lottery to 16 teams, flattened odds, and a relegation zone where the bottom 3 teams will be penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number 1 pick, starting with the 2027 draft, sources told ESPN on Tuesday. Let's break it down. There's a lot to digest here. Alan, first things first, this is very confusing.
It is, but I have kind of a summarized version for you, Whitey, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this should...
And let's keep in mind here as we go over this, obviously, how this could impact the Kings.
Exactly. But before I even start, does this mean that what we just talked about 2 days ago with the...
Yesterday.
With the 8% is done?
Apparently, there's some pieces of that. That's what Sam reported. I guess there's some pieces of that in this, but it does look different, doesn't it?
So these are all the major points for you, Whitey.
Yeah.
The NBA proposes major anti-tanking draft reform. The league has presented it to all 30 managers. Owners are expected to vote on May 28th. The proposal currently has majority support among teams. There might be some minor changes. Number one, the lottery would expand from 14 teams to 16 teams. More non-playoff teams would be included in the lottery process. How the 3-2-1 system works. 3 lottery balls each. Teams outside playoffs play in, but not in the bottom 3. Okay, that's who's going to get the 3.
It's not you, but you've lost me already.
Teams that are outside the playoffs play in, but not the bottom 3. They get 3 lottery balls. Okay? So essentially, 2 lottery balls each to the bottom 3 teams, relegation zone. All right? 2 lottery balls each to the 9th and 10th play-in seeds in each conference.
Wasn't the relegation zone like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or something?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like soccer as well. 1 lottery ball each for teams that lose 7-8. So the way to break this down, if you are a bottom 3 team, you're going to get less lottery balls than the teams that are better but not in the playoffs. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The bottom 3 teams would be penalized instead of rewarded. They'd have fewer chances at the number 1 pick than teams just above them. However, they could not fall lower than the 12th pick. Other lottery teams could drop as far as the 16th pick. Additional tanking protections. No team can win the number 1 pick in back-to-back years.
Yeah, but go over that a little more slowly. This is big stuff.
No team can win the number 1 pick in back-to-back years. All right, that's something that we were curious about.
Okay.
No, this is the big one to me. No team can win 3 straight top 5 picks.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Teams can no longer protect picks in the 12 to 15 range as well. The sunset clause system would automatically expire after the 2029 draft unless extended or replaced. So this is a placeholder, I guess, or they're trying it out.
That will allow the Board of Governors to continue the system or transition to a new one.
Yeah.
The current CBA runs through the 29-30 season. So they've got a little built-in escape hatch in there.
Exactly.
In case this just
stinks.
results in total chaos.
Yeah. So long story short, if you are a bottom 3 team, you will have worse chances at the number 1 pick, slightly worse chances at the number 1 pick than teams that were slightly better than you, but also not in the playoffs.
The league, did you also see this? The league will have expanded disciplinary authority to regulate tanking and have the option to reduce teams' lottery odds and or modify teams' draft positions under the proposal. So if the Utah Jazz were up to shenanigans, they wouldn't just get fined. Their lottery odds would be reduced.
Right. Now, here you go, Whitey. This is what's interesting. So let's take a look here. As far as a 3-2-1, because I know you said it was a little bit confusing. So an easier way to use this is essentially spots 4 through 10, looking at that not from a playoff perspective, but from a bad team perspective. Spots 4 through 10 would get the most lottery balls, all right? Mm-hmm. So, for example, this season, Washington, Indiana, and Brooklyn would only get 2 lottery balls. 4, Utah, 5, Sacramento, so on and so forth. 4 through 10, so the same kind of 8% thing that they brought up yesterday. 4 through 10 would get 3 lottery balls.
Yeah,
so
that's what's missing from this is we don't have the percentages. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
But we don't have the odds.
Right,
yet.
Exactly. It's just whatever the odds of a lottery ball is, essentially. So, for example, this season, the Kings, all of the conversations that we've had, would have been in the safe zone for a very long time. Once, Russ and DeMar were doing their thing, the Kings would have better odds to get the number 1 pick this season than they do right now based on the current system. Washington, Indiana, and Brooklyn would be in the relegation sensation, the relegation zone.
Sam has it here. 3 balls, 8.1% chance of landing the number 1 pick. 7 teams in all. Okay, so that's the teams that do not qualify for the playoffs or the play-in tournament, but avoid finishing with one of the 3 worst records. 3 balls, 8.1% chance of landing the number 1 pick. 2 balls, 5.4% chance. That'll be 7 teams. Teams that finished in the bottom 3 and were thus subject to a draft relegation provision in which they are penalized by losing 1 lottery ball going from 3 to 2. And 1 ball, 2.7% chance. 2 teams, the losers of the play-in games between the 7th and 8th seeds in each conference would receive, you get a lottery ball for your trouble. So 3, 2, 1. Hence the name.
Right. So basically, yeah. The 3 worst teams have the same odds as teams that were in the play-in, I think is how that breaks down.
You may, I'm not certain of that. In an attempt to create a floor for how far the 2-ball teams may fall, the draft relegated teams would pick no lower than 12th, whereas all other lottery eligible teams could fall as far as their 16th pick. 9th and 10th play-in seeds in each conference would also receive 2 lottery balls each. Jay, I don't see how this helps anything because it really is difficult to understand.
Fellas, as you're going through it, 3 things pop into my mind. You've already said one of the 4 I was going to say. It's super confusing. And I'm just speaking as a real fan, fellas. Quick, I'm going to get in and get out. Number 1, this is stupid. It really is. Number 2, it's too complicated for the organic fan that is not deep into the numbers or the algorithm or whatever. And third thing for me is why is it so hard for the NBA to just say this? We're going to operate just like the NFL, and if we see you tanking, we'll penalize you and we'll move on. I'm not understanding why it's so hard and so difficult for basketball, which is the only sport that operates in this fashion. I just don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has something to do. I agree with you. I would think the answer, if the commissioner were here, and he's always invited, of course, it would be something to do with, one player can make a bigger difference for an NBA team and can change a franchise, so we have to safeguard against that. I'm not saying he's right. I would think that would be part of their answer.
Yeah.
But, I just don't think this is helping.
So basically,
what teams? Who is celebrating this? Who anywhere? Fan? I'm not saying there isn't anybody, but I'm asking the question. Be it fan, front office member, player, coach, who looks at this and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's a home run.
No one. And if I'm hearing this correctly, this has not been voted upon. It's going to be voted upon, or is this
I believe that's correct.
Yeah,
May 28th. But the claim, or at least in the article, Sham says that
there's support.
There's a lot of support. So basically, you have the same odds to win the lottery if you are a bottom 3 team or if you are 9th, 10th in the play-in standing. So whoever loses those first 2 games, I guess, right?
Here's what they're trying to incentivize, according to Sam. This would create an environment that heavily incentivizes teams at the bottom end of the standings to win their way up the ranks as a way of improving their lottery odds.
Right. It's
so if you're like the worst teams, like we don't want to be at the very bottom. Oh, because then we only get 2 ping pong balls. Well, then we have to win more games to get 3 ping pong balls.
So I'd rather, instead of being 30, I'd rather be 25. Man, this is the dumbest thing.
You know what this is? This is the closest he could get to an end of season tournament.
Yeah, he didn't want.
Think about those games, though.
Hope for some.
Think about those games.
Yeah.
Washington, Brooklyn at the end of the season, battling it out, trying to win. Trying to win
for a ping pong ball. Maybe it'll work. I'm trying to keep an open mind. It seems so confusing that I don't appreciate that.
I'll be the other side of this, and from the perspective of watching basketball, it will make for better basketball.
No, it won't, Alan. And I know what you're playing the role, and I know you're rocking on the other side, I think. But no, you won't, because March 21st, and the Kings are at the bottom just like they were, and they're taking on the Nets. There's nothing to that game that is going to allow me to say, you know what? That 2% extra is going to make me watch this game and feel any type of better. It's not going to happen.
I see what Alan's saying. You're saying that you see less incentive for a team to just go out there thinking, we just got to lose as many games as we can.
Yeah, I know specifically the three horsemen at the top. They played each other a lot, right? And the difference for Brooklyn, so you said the percentage was 7% if you have three.
3 balls is 8.1.
In total.
8.1% chance of landing the number one pick, and that's 7 teams.
And 2 is...
2 balls is a 5.4% chance, and that's 7 teams.
To Jay's point, 3%. So, Jay, your counterpoint to my counterpoint is I'm looking here. The Brooklyn Nets, they finished with 20 wins. Utah finished with 22. So, in my mind, I'm thinking instead of... And Indiana had 19. So, those games where Washington was just awful. But those games where they did play each other, and Utah included, it would be, in my mind, it would be a better viewing product. Relatively speaking, these are still bad teams.
In what form?
Well, they're fighting to get to that 4 spot where Utah is.
I think that's the design.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they're going for.
Instead of the opposite, instead of a tank off.
The worst teams actually have incentive to try to win.
Yes.
The
They
very
look up
worst teams.
and they say, dang, we're pretty bad. The same way they tried that hard for the extra 3%. It's the same 3%, right? I know it's lesser, but the same 3% to go from 14 to 11 right now for the top 3 worst teams. Now that flips to 3% to be a little bit better and get to the 20. And Kings had 22 wins too. So I know the Kings faced Brooklyn a couple times at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean.
Back-to-back Sundays.
It's not going to change whether random fans watch, but, you know, for those that went to games, I think it served something to fans that were in these arenas, to that young reporter in Brooklyn who was pulling his hair out. I think it could serve that. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, putting a small Band-Aid on a big gash, but stopping some of the bleeding.
Mm-hmm. I get it. For me, fellas, I'm just looking at it in the rawest form for me as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm removing the media, the journalists, the everything else outside of that. A bad team is a bad team. And the way that is constructed in the language that I'm hearing you use, the verbiage, and I haven't pulled it up, I'm sitting here listening, and I tried to do that as a fan, is it sounds like they're trying to save, and you even joked about it, the end of the season. Not October, not November, not December. I'm talking about in March and the dog days of the NBA when you're Brooklyn and Indiana or Washington and it's terrible. By then, you're checked out. You're completely checked out. And so we also know you're just a terrible team by that time. Now, if you're telling me instead of, you know, pulling out the G League, we're going to have our 15th player on the bench play a little more, for me as a fan, that don't move no needle for me.
No, but at least you avoid situations where, you know, what the Kings were accused of doing, which they didn't do. You know, they're failing intentionally to lose a game. They didn't do that, but people were looking at that. People were, I know we talked about it, looking at the Nets and looking at the way they appeared to tank the ending of games. This should address that. I was just wondering a few moments ago, who is celebrating this? Front office types, coaches, GMs, players, fans. I think I know who would celebrate this. DraftKings.
Because everyone's got to play it out.
I think that's who this is actually set up for.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny, though? We're spending so much time on the outskirts of it, right? The bottom 3, because they're the relegation sensation. But there's so much safety between 4 and 10. Utah had 22 wins. Milwaukee had 32. So that's a 10-game difference. So I think to, I guess, change this in a different way, if you are safely in that zone, I don't really know what it changes for you, right? You're just, because then it turns into, and here you go, Jay, on the other side of it, look at Golden State sitting at 11, right? Now you might, we need to lose some. So you're still going to have people losing games on purpose. Golden State sitting there.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say it removes the incentive to lose, but you're saying no, it doesn't.
I don't think so, because if you're Golden State at 11, right, hey, Steph, that runner's knee, isn't it popping up again? So you drop back down into that zone because that, I know Golden State went into the play-in, but
it's
not
going to take
perfect.
some time to sort it all out. How does this affect the Kings? I'm sure the Kings are looking at that. Another thing, by the way, before we get any further, this is a draft, a proposal, and then they float it out here. And I think one of the reasons they do that is because somebody somewhere, maybe you or I or somebody listening or somebody, Kevin O'Connor or somebody's going to look at this and go, there's a problem with this. If that happens, they can change it and go, oh, yeah, we were never going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're floating it out there to see what do people think of that.
They've been doing this.
Any holes in
yeah,
this.
they've been doing this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We run the league. It's like the Green Bay Pack. They all own the Green Bay Packers, the community. We all run the NBA at this point. Literally. Twitter, X social media runs the NBA.
The fact that they have that escape clause, what is it, in 3 years, tells me that they look at this and go, I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah, let's just do something to shut people up, and we'll figure it out later.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We're just digesting the lottery reform proposal that Shams just broke. Let's talk to Zach here on Sactown Sports, or should I say Sactown Sports. What's up, Z?
Hey, what's up? Hey, thanks for taking my call. I listen all the time. Styles, I just met you at the River Cats game over the weekend. How you doing?
Oh, what's up, my guy? I gave you a shout out. I gave you a shout out yesterday.
Sir.
So yeah, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, from a Kings perspective and a fan, of just the Kings in general, we've been in the middle forever. So from the outside, it's like, oh, okay, they're finally helping out a team that's in the middle, right? We don't suck completely to where we're going to get the best odds to get the number one pick, so it helps us. But I want to make sure I understand if, like the Kings, let's just say we end up the fourth worst, right? Does that mean we can fall all the way to 16 in this proposal?
No, you'd be safe. 4 to 10 is the safe zone. That's where you want to be. They'd have the best chances here.
Okay, and then
2%.
As far as like falling out of the top 10, where does that fall out,
As I understand it, 4 through 10, the worst you can do is 16th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kings with the worst luck, let's say we get number 4, we're like, okay, cool, we got an extra ping pong ball. But then we don't have the odds because the highest odds have never gotten the number one pick anyways. They could fall all the way to 16.
Yeah. Now, it's weird because...
Yeah, and all the chances for everybody are kind of flattened here. So the best you could get is an 8.1%. That's the best you can get.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And they cap it. So 4 through 10, the worst you could do. And thanks for the call, Zach.
Yeah.
Shout out to River Cats. 4 through 10, you can drop all the way to 16. 1 through 3, the worst 3 teams, have a lesser chance they have one less ping pong ball, but they're capped at 12. They can't do worse than 12.
You're so bad we're taking away a ping pong ball.
But you're also so bad that we won't let you drop to 16.
No team, and I know we talked about this already, but as we look at how it impacts the Kings trying to rebuild, no team would be able to win the top pick in consecutive years or be able to win
That's the one.
3 consecutive top 5 picks.
That is
have to
the
go
Spurs.
back and look at all these teams that we're all saying, with good reason, the Kings should pattern their rebuild after Portland, Detroit, OKC, whomever. How many of those teams? I don't know. I have to look. How many of those teams had a top 5 pick 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
You can't do that now under this system.
Nope.
It makes it a lot harder to do what Scott Perry had set out to do.
But you can't be the thing about it is top 4, but on the 4th year, you can be number 5.
You'd have to be 6. I believe
It said you can't be the top 4.
You can't be top 5.
Top 5?
3 years in a row.
Okay,
yeah.
top 5. Okay.
Yeah, 3 years in a row, you can't be top
So
5.
you'd be number 6. Well, whoop-de-doo. On the 4th year, I'm number 6. I got 3 in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not seeing it.
Listen to this, though, fellas.
But it doesn't mean 5th, Jay. It means 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But listen to
but
this,
what
though.
I'm saying, top 5 is top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just penalizing me and saying that you can't be no higher than 6, but you can't be no lower than 12. That's what it's saying.
In that,
if you finish in the top 4 worst records.
right, for the 3 consecutive years, right?
Correct.
So hold on,
Man,
guys.
this
is Matt George actually designed this.
Oh,
for the
come on,
NBA.
Whitey. Come on.
Don't you think? It's
Hey,
possible.
listen to this, guys. Listen to your Spurs, Jay. Victor Wembanyama, 2023. first pick.
Yeah.
Stephon Castle, 4th pick, 2024. 2025, Dylan Harper, 2nd pick. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened.
Can't do that anymore.
Can't do it anymore. De'Aaron would be safe.
Yep.
He'd be safe, no trade.
I think that is significant, Jay. I do.
That's huge.
Yeah. That's how
I'm
you
sorry,
build a team.
I wasn't listening, man. I was.
It's all right. I know you're busy.
Grabbing
the Spurs
caller.
had, what was it, Alan?
The Spurs went in 3 consecutive years, 1, 4, 2.
Yeah, Wemby, Castle,
and
Harper.
Dylan Harper.
Right.
And that's the backbone of their rebuild.
And they can't do that anymore.
Yeah, but there goes your 3. So that's the 3. So, but technically now with this now they can get number 6. Like, ooh, I mean, what? I'm dropping, especially if you hit in a year like this where we're supposed to be, 20 deep. If you get lucky and hit in 3 years and you get a Wemby, Harper, and a Castle, you don't need a number 6.
No. But hold on real quick, Jay. No team can win
those
3.
Guys.
No,
you won't get a top 5. You'll get a 6.
Yeah, you're right, Jay, but it isn't after 3. You can't win 3.
They had
so
3
you can only
years
get
in a row.
2.
Yeah, you can't do what they did.
Yeah.
So you can only get 2.
That's
not 3.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Well, they wouldn't have the team they have if they under these rules.
They wouldn't have. Right. Maybe they take. I don't know who they take. Who went in 6th that last season, 2025?
I know. Let's look it up.
Now you know I'm going to. Who went in that one?
Because Harper went 3, right?
6, they'd have Trey Johnson on the Wizards.
Okay.
He's okay, but he ain't Dylan Harper.
Who was 7?
Jeremiah Fears, 0 fears. Hey, get him to 8. They can take Igor Demon.
It's not good from the Kings standpoint. How bad is it? I don't know.
And
but it's not good.
You already know where this is going. Get the ticker ready. Get the checklist ready. I see it from King's Muse already on X. Yeah, Scott Perry isn't going to do a full rebuild with this news. And guess where that led you? Back to me. The hybrid rebuild.
Yeah.
So technically, if I'm hearing this is implemented next year, starting next year's draft, so you could still get 3 years. You can get the Spurs. You can get this year. You could get the next 2, and then on the 4th year.
Yeah, that's how I'd understand it.
Yeah, you get grandfathered in.
That's how I'd understand it.
Guess what? You shouldn't be looking for a top 5 pick on the 5th year.
Hey, guys, this is a happy day. This team is built for 4 through 10.
It's going to be really hard under these odds to get a top 5 pick 3 years in a row when the best you have,
8%?
Yeah, with the flattened odds, it's going to be tough to get.
This team
and if you do luck out, you can't do it.
This team is built for it. You think they'll tell us, hey, Sacramento got 3 in a row, so we have to respin? Do you think they'll divulge that information?
No, they don't
disclose it.
They'll do it for anybody who actually witnesses the draw, but when they announce it, they won't say, this was supposed to be Sacramento, but according to the lottery reform of 2026, they don't get it.
You know what? The first thing,
excited?
One of the first things that popped in my mind is kind of I'm putting the tinfoil hat on with you, Alan. Is doesn't this kind of give the NBA leeway to cheat a little bit?
Ooh.
Frozen envelope action.
I'm telling you. Well, it couldn't be them
because
again.
You could just the situation you guys just talked about. You could say, well, this team and this team and this team, like 4 teams in a row hit. And it's like, oh, no, all those teams are ineligible.
Right.
So now we got to give it to the Spurs again. Like, this is dirty.
It's a weighted wheel, Whitey.
This is dirty,
man. It's a weighted wheel.
Oh, it's a weight upon my back.
410 crew.
This is insane.
This
don't
is
care.
whack.
DeAndre Hunter, you're back.
We'll get back to it, but we've got Alan's buddy and my buddy too. Grant Cohn is going to join us with a look at the 49ers' recent draft. Then we'll see if we can't figure this thing out, what it means for the Kings. Another busy day with the Drive, guys. Glad to have you with us on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
In conversation with Dr. Bob Jones IV, I asked him what the most significant contribution his grandfather Bobby Jones had made to the world of golf. Jones IV replied that there's no part of the game as we know it today that was not in some way influenced by Bobby Jones, and called him the most singularly important individual to have played the game. Why do we have 4 major championships? Because Bobby Jones won 4. When the professionals wanted to add a 4th professional major, they chose the Masters, a tournament founded by Bobby Jones on the course Jones built at the club he co-founded. Jones IV says the USGA's highest honor is the Bob Jones Award for Sportsmanship. Bobby Jones changed equipment, he changed golf writing, he created golf instructional videos in 1932 that are still state-of-the-art today, and he did all this without forgetting the average golfer. No part of the game has not had the mark of Bobby Jones, says his grandson Bob Jones IV, and no argument here. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyer's Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Buckle up, racing superfans. This Sunday at 1 p.m., the Esquire IMAX Theater is showing F1 racing live for the first time. Come experience Formula One racing like never before on the Esquire IMAX's 6-story screen with full power surround sound. Feel the engines pulse through your skin as if you're right there on the track. Get your F1 Live tickets for this Sunday at 1 p.m. and experience racing like you never have before at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Luckily, we have the whole NBA lottery reform all figured out now. During the break, we figured it out, so we'll explain that. Right, Alan? We got it.
Oh, yeah.
Dialed.
Dialed in right now.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that. But right now, nice enough to join us. I know Alan's very excited about this. because Alan is kind of down on the Niners right now as a Raider fan.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, and it's been far too long since I've had a chance to talk to our next guest, publisher, 49ers on SI, Grant Cohn. How are you today, Grant?
I'm good. How you doing, Kevin? How you doing, Alan? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great to have you,
If you get a chance, please say hello to your dad for me. Great guy. Grant.
Hey, Dad. Kevin says hi.
Thank you. You asked Lynch and Shanahan why they seem to reach so often in the draft. Why, Grant, do you think they seem to reach so often in the draft?
That's a good question. It's the question. I don't think John is making the picks. So maybe it was unfair for me to ask him, although I just thought you're the general manager. You're speaking for these picks. But I think what John does, I think he's the opposite of Trent Baalke. Trent Baalke would just make the picks, and he didn't care what Jim Harbaugh wanted because he was a scout and he thought he knew better. I think John just asks Kyle and other coaches, who do you want? And Kyle says, I want DeJon Stribling. And John's like, okay, do you have to have him at 27? Kyle's like, I'd take him at 27. And John's like, okay, but could we trade down to 33? Kyle's like, man, you're really pressing me on this one, but maybe. I think John is there to sort of give the coaches what they want. And there's something to be said for that. But I do think they're lacking a great personnel guy. The Seahawks have one. The Rams have one. The Eagles have one. The Niners don't seem to have one.
Grant, what was it about this draft specifically that seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back of the Niners picks? They've done this before. I saw there's so many expected charts out, and a lot of these teams, about 40% hit rate, whatever you want to call it, and they still go to the playoffs. Obviously, the Niners have been a consistent playoff team. What was it about this draft specifically that caught everybody on to the fact that, the Niners, they do things their own way, and that's just how it's going to be done?
I think we all know that they haven't really drafted a Pro Bowler in the last 5 years other than Purdy. And so we're trying to figure out why, what is the pattern here? And they traded out of round one, and everyone was giving them props for doing so. And the real loser of round one was the Rams, because they took Ty Simpson. And all these Niner fans are like, oh, what a mistake. You had this opportunity to vault yourself into the number one position as the best team in the league, and you whiffed, and you took a player for the future. And then the Niners did the same thing at 33. They took a wide receiver that's probably not going to play much in 2026, but he could be a factor after Mike Evans leaves. It's like, aren't you trying to make yourself better now? Don't you need a left guard? Don't you need a safety? Aren't there better players on the board at positions of need? But no, they got DeJon Stribling, who may end up being really good, but the Niners have this long track record of reaching for players, and they don't have a lot of success when they do so. So I think fans are sort of caught up on all this.
Mm-hmm. Grant Cohn, nice enough to join us. This is neither here nor there as far as reaching, but you touched on one of the absolute keys to me, Grant. I know a lot of people are very familiar with this. I still think a lot of people look at the 49ers and assume John Lynch is the GM, Kyle Shanahan's the coach, so the GM's making the decisions. But Kyle has final say on all this, right? That's the way this is actually set up.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Kyle essentially hired John Lynch. Yeah. That's the way they want it. That's the way his dad, Mike Shanahan, had it in Denver. And really, if you go back and look at Mike's tenure, he sort of slid into mediocrity because he wasn't that good of a general manager. Hell of a coach. Should be in the Hall of Fame, probably will be one day. But Mike Shanahan, the GM, got Mike Shanahan, the head coach, fired. They said that all the time in Denver. And that could be true of Kyle Shanahan one day, although right now it seems like John Lynch is more on a hot seat, if such a thing exists, than Kyle.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask. Okay, we've had this conversation, and I don't know how much you're going to know. Michael Williams gets hurt from last season, so we're not sure what he's going to be. But let's just say that this draft is another one that looks bad in a year or two. Is this the draft that could be the change where the powers that be in the 49ers brass say, okay, now we have to do something different. We've given you guys enough chances. We're spending money because you guys are messing up on this stuff. Could this be the draft that vaults that if it looks similar to the drafts of the last couple seasons?
I wouldn't be surprised, because it seems like the way they've structured their roster, and Lynch gets credit for it, all these players that they've extended, they don't really have more money to pay their way out of mistakes like they have in the past. They need to really draft and supplement their expensive core of players with young players on rookie deals. And I don't know that that's John's skill set, because he's just going to ask Bobby Turner and Kyle Shanahan and Raheem Morris who they want. they may like to really get over the hump with Brock Purdy making $53 million a year. They may need to find someone who's really, really, really good at drafting and has been doing it before and comes from a different organization entirely. And I don't know that they're necessarily prepared to make that kind of a move. I mean, do you guys think they are?
I think they've been ready, but that's not
okay. I mean, I think Eddie DeBartolo would have, but Jed just seems so comfortable with being in the mix and the status quo, which is a disappointing.
Yeah, I would tend to agree to that, but I want to follow that up because it sounds like, and please correct me if wrong, I'm not putting any words in your mouth, Grant. It sounds like John Lynch is just the face. He's the person you send to the golf course because he's a Hall of Famer. He's well respected throughout the league. You put him out there, you know, to smooth with the free agent, to smooth with the draft pick. What's the overall figure of John Lynch in the 49ers organization then?
Yeah, he's like the designated tonsil. Like, he speaks for everyone. He's the mouthpiece. But is he really making executive decisions? I don't know. And again, I think that puts the Niners at a disadvantage compared to the other best teams in the league that have really, really good general managers. And the Niners get all credit for being as successful as they've been without a quote-unquote great general manager. But the fact is they haven't won a Super Bowl. And these are the Niners, not the Arizona Cardinals. Like, this is like a New York Yankees level of expectations. And until they break through, you're still going to be looking at what can they do differently.
Mm-hmm. Grant Cohn, nice enough to join us. So in your view, how did the 49ers help themselves by trading down in this draft?
Well, what they did is they drafted a bunch of players who could be starters in a few years. They didn't necessarily get any like right away plug and play impact players, but everyone they drafted is very athletic. So instead of getting a bunch of backups for depth, which they may have done last year, they got a bunch of guys who some of them may become special. Like Dejon Stribling, he was seen as a reach. Yeah, but he's 6'2". And he runs a 4.36, and he's a really good blocker, and he's good after the catch. So if he fulfills all of his potential, he seems like the kind of guy with the traits who could become a bona fide number one wide receiver, as opposed to maybe Ricky Pearsall, who's like a glorified number two. And they did that on day 3 as well. They got offensive linemen who are very athletic, but probably won't be strong enough to play for a few years. So, I mean, I respect the ambition and not just going for mediocre backups, but really, it would have been nice if they could get some immediate day one impact players.
We're talking a lot about reaching, Grant. Is it a reach to say that the Stribling pick admits that Ricky Pearsall was somewhat of a mistake?
Feels like it, right? It feels like a hedge. I mean, if Ricky Pearsall had played 17 games last year and went for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, would they really have spent their first pick on another wide receiver? I mean, what they do have is Ricky, who missed half a season, and Mike Evans, who missed half a season, and Christian Kirk, who may be washed. So in that sense, Dejon Stribling has every opportunity to get on the field. Like, if all 3 of those guys play 17 games, he won't play, but that's probably not going to happen. So I understand the Niners drafting a wide receiver. It's just interesting. Like, they could have taken Omar Cooper Jr. Everyone's like, man, they need Yak. He's the best Yak guy in the draft. He was available for them. They traded down twice. And Kyle, who's a contrarian in a way like me, I respect it. He's like, no. Stribling is the best Yak guy in the draft. Stribling's the guy. He just is like 0 for his last 6 when he makes these bold proclamations. I feel like the Trey Lance thing really shook him. I don't know. They haven't been the same since they missed on that. But maybe they'll get this one right. The one he got right was Debo. If you remember, he coached Debo in the Senior Bowl. He got to like really look at him for a week and got it right. He never met Dejon Stribling before the draft. He never met Ricky Pearsall before the draft. I think that's a problem. You might like his tape, but you don't really know him.
Ooh. Grant, 2 questions for me because we're getting closer to the time. One is, why can't they take the top off wide receiver, the speed guy, correct? And I know you've broken down a few things. And then second thing, because, you know, you're a good dude, bro. You straight up. Give me one positive thing that you see from the 49ers today.
The first question, the speed, I feel like part of it's the scheme. They don't really call the fade route down the sideline. They don't really have the quarterback to throw it. They do a lot of other things really well. And one positive thing today is that I'm happy that they kept Mac Jones. It seemed like they really wanted to trade him, but I think one of the things that the Niners have going for them, it's such a long season, and injuries really determine who wins and loses more than ever, I feel like, because it's such a game of attrition. It's such a long season. They're one of the few teams that has 2 starting quarterbacks, and Brock has missed games. So I don't really feel like the Niners are going to have one of these years where they win 6 games like 2 years ago. I feel like the absolute floor for them is 10 games, and that's a great place to be.
Look, just real quick, Grant, I just got to ask, because Stribling gets drafted, it's a reach. Then a couple days later, people are hitting me up. Oh, did you see what so-and-so said? He wasn't going to last this long. The Niners had to get him. Is there an email chain that goes out that lets everybody know, no, this is why the Niners did this and why it was actually a positive? About 2 days after, when they're getting hammered for something, how does that work?
I didn't get the memo, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if you guys remember, but 14 years ago, Trent Baalke drafted A.J. Jenkins with the 31st or 2nd.
Man, why you bringing up old stuff?
It was such a bad pick, and everyone knew at the time. People said, you reached for him. You could have got him later. And then there were reports from Mike Silver, like, no, the Rams were going to take him a few picks. Then let the Rams take him if they're so excited. I feel like those are classic smoke screens. Like someone says, we like Dejon Stribling, and then one team's going to buy it and take them earlier than they should, and that pushes good players down the board. I'd be worried about those reports if I were the Niners in the future.
Grant Cohn, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We appreciate the refreshing nature of your coverage, and thanks for saying hi to your dad, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grant.
I have to bring up A.J. Jenkins from Illinois.
That
was cold, man. That was
because
cold.
you asked him to say something positive, and he realized, I got to balance that out.
Yeah, he had to shake that up a little bit. I ain't mad.
Good on him.
We got more on today's NBA lottery reform announcement, how it impacts your Kings when we come back to Sactown Sports.
The NBA Draft Lottery is right around the corner. Will the Sacramento Kings secure the top pick for the first time in nearly 40 years? Will the coin flip loss come back to haunt them? What is the plan at the point guard position for Scott Perry and Doug Christie? We're about to find out. Stay locked into Sactown Sports 1140 and SactownSports.com for up-to-the-minute insight on all things NBA.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Nice to talk with Grant Cohn. Yeah, one time I was dismissed from a job, and Grant's dad wrote nice things about me after I got dismissed. So that was pretty cool. Appreciate that. Good having him on with us. Although, Jay was pretty tolerant of somebody who was so strongly against many of the things the 49ers do.
I think he said a lot of positive things.
Oh, okay.
I thought, no.
I
thought he did.
I thought he was great.
No, I did. And now we follow each other on X. But I thought he said a lot of positive things about the Niners because, I mean, he talked about Kyle, being a bit of a contrarian. He talked about, obviously, the hit on Debo and Brock Purdy. I honestly thought he was pretty in the middle. I did. Because we don't know. Ultimately, we don't know what's going to happen.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty fair.
By the way, I have this from a Richie Carney. Alan knows deep down that American cheese is more of a busto than a bingo, but there's clearly pressure from Dave and Big Cheese to stand his ground.
That's right. The Big Cheese capital, okay, they want me to sway in a certain direction. But look at this. Speaking of, UPS Chris is on me on X. This is what I was talking about, guys. This is the good American cheese from Sargento, not Kraft.
Okay.
Thank you, UPS Chris. So he sent me a picture of it. That's a good American cheese. Sliced natural cheese.
You said Kraft, though.
No, I said not Kraft.
No, yesterday you said Kraft a few times, like Kraft was a good one.
No, I said no, you don't have to get, there's Kraft, which I'll mess with, but there's also a artisan American cheese. And that's this Sargento. There are a bunch of different types. Thank you, UPS Chris.
Yeah, Sargento makes many other flavors of cheeses too, and they're very good.
Why don't we just look up the most eaten cheese?
Because that doesn't prove anything. Okay. It's not the most popular. We're not debating that, Alan.
Oh, whoa.
Why would we look up something that has no bearing on the discussion we're having?
Jay, you hear that at the end, Jay? Let me fall back.
Well, that was. Let's just look up the most eaten cheese.
Well, I thought that made a little bit of sense. No,
it's literally not a popularity contest.
I'm going to hang out with a couple guys later here from the station, and I went and looked at the menu, and there was a burger on the menu. 2 patties, American cheese.
Fine. Go crazy. Enjoy it.
Alan, you can switch cheese up on burgers. It doesn't have to come on that burger, right?
I like it the best. Dang it. And not you.
Then say that.
Richie, our big boss. No one's getting me off this hill.
I am talking about a grilled cheese sandwich. Because my point is unassailable, those who disagree with me are trying to drag it into a discussion about cheeseburgers.
Whitey, eat your cheese. Eat your hot cheese.
Not to go Tommy Lee Jones and the Fugitive on you, but I don't care.
I don't care.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
You can't not care because I don't care.
I didn't care first.
Why don't you and Dave get on a call, put it on the airwaves, and hash this thing out? because we're all in the middle of this. I got pulled into this for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's all going to be all right. If you just would choose a side. That's the thing.
There's no side.
I got pulled into the middle. Choose a side.
I'm not a grilled cheese dude.
Okay.
You know, you want
should have thought of that before you wandered into the fray.
Oh, you want
yesterday.
grilled cheese with tomato soup? I mean, cool. I'll dip it one time and then I'm good. Hey, cut that. Cut that.
No way.
You're not dipping that?
You know what? Just remove him off the ballot. He don't even have no say in this no more.
That's a normal thing. You dip it in the tomato soup.
First of all, you shouldn't be eating tomato soup.
I'm telling you, when you were a kid, I mean.
You shouldn't have been eating it as a kid.
You know, I never.
1923.
It is a popular combination.
Roaring 20.
It's not my favorite.
And then you
but
get the little.
It is a popular combination.
The small croutons
but it's
in
not
there.
a popularity contest. Wow. How digestible is this new?
That's a 2.
Lottery reform.
However you're gonna finish it, it's a 2. Don't even
How
bother.
easily digestible is the lottery reform
I'm a
proposal?
shoe-in for Hater of the Year.
It's a 2. It's still a 2. Now Verlad's texting me. Hey, enough.
Mm-hmm. Get
Everyone,
Verlad.
enough. Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, grilled cheese cook-off.
Your taste buds have already been proven to me.
After the mac and cheese cook-off, I'd love to.
Let's have just some American cheese and then for dessert, some vanilla ice cream.
Oh, my name's Whitey. I'm putting mayonnaise on my hot dog.
And I had tomato soup for lunch.
Yeah.
I love mayonnaise on a hot dog.
Come on. What are we doing?
I'm not even, I know that's very unusual. I'm not even going to defend that, but I'm just being upfront. Me and my guy, Brendan.
Yeah. Now, Brendan, I respect what he does.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because it's different than you.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
You doing it.
Yeah. How respectable is this lottery reform proposal?
That's a 3. You know, it's...
How many ping pong balls are there? There's 7 teams with 3, 21, right? Mm-hmm. 7 teams with 2, 14 and 21, so we're talking 35? And then 2 more. So it's like 37 ping pong balls. That's it. And one thing I do like about this, maybe the only thing, and there's much more to not like about it. If you have 37 ping pong balls, you know, the way they do it now, you have all these ping pong balls with numbers on them, and then it spits out 5 balls. And what's the combination? This could go back to the days of like, there's 3 ping pong balls in there that say Sacramento Kings on it. Mm-hmm. And you put them in the hopper, and then you pull it out.
That's what they should do.
I like that better.
Yeah, at least it's believable.
Uh-huh.
And put it on live TV.
Yeah.
Do that too.
Here's the 3 Kings balls. We put them in there. You saw it live. Here's the 3 Chicago Bulls, and
That's how it should be done. But, you know, I think
that's a great song. That's great music for it.
It is. I saw somebody say that this is perfect for the Kings because they could never properly tank anyway. So this is a happy day. Hybrid rebuild still intact, and you get the best odds. This is a happy day to be a Kings fan.
It's not.
It is a happy day.
To me, it's not unless you can convince me that this is going to lead to the hybrid rebuild, and that's a good thing. I don't think you can, but if you could do that, I'd say, oh, all right, I see the upside.
Lead you to believing that the hybrid rebuild is a good thing, or lead you to believe that they're going to do it?
Both. It's a tall order. But short of that, I'm not really excited about this news from the Kings standpoint.
But it was going to happen anyway, right? We knew something
was going to happen, but I think there were a number of people that we spoke to, experts, if you will, who said, they're not really going to do much.
Okay, so you think that this is harsher than what the assumption was?
Yeah. It's certainly on the harsh side of it. Yeah. You don't think so?
Well, when you kind of look at the percentages, I think you're right that it's all flattened. But where the Kings fit into it, the Kings specifically, and maybe I'm tunnel vision here, I do think that it could have been worse for the Kings. It's rough, but the Kings have already proven they can't tank properly anyway. So maybe that's my thought process. Because, you know, we need homecomings.
What if they end up with the first pick? Are you still going to say they didn't tank properly? They could end up with a first pick.
What did we just talk about, though? Process does not equal result, Whitey. Or does it?
Well, I think in this case it might.
It might. But next season, you'll be right there again.
We'll come back with a look at which playoff teams need to add current Kings to their rosters next year. Alan's been anxiously anticipating that. And more on this wonderful, wonderful new lottery reform proposal, what it means for the league and for your Kings as we roll on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mr. Mark Hoffman.
Another major hotel chain, this time it's Hyatt, has devalued their rewards program. That's when the cost of rewards goes up, in Hyatt's case, between 15 and 67%. Imagine if you had a bank account and woke up one morning to find out it was worth 15% less than it was the night before. Well, that's the minimum damage to the World of Hyatt program. Hyatt isn't the first to take a hatchet to the rewards program, just the latest. Remember, these rewards programs are run completely at the whim of the hotels, airlines, restaurants, etc. They issue the points or miles. They decide when and how much it costs to redeem, or if you can redeem at all. Issue too many bonus points or miles to new credit card holders? No problem. Just jack up the rewards chart and value everyone's points. The hotels and airlines are, by and large, playing you for a sucker.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I'm not sure who's happy with the new lottery reform that the NBA is leaking today. It's not official yet, but Shams is reporting, Sam is reporting what it could look like. So I think the league is kind of floating it out there, a little trial balloon. I think DraftKings is probably happy. I suspect, as many others have stated, that the driving force, or one of the driving forces anyway, of lottery reform was the sports books that were unhappy with the way tanking impacted their business. Mm-hmm. But I got a problem with DraftKings, if I may, real quick here. There's a DraftKings commercial with Kevin Hart and Shaq. Okay? Mm-hmm. And you may know the one. It's just, the cuts are like boom, boom, boom. Kevin Hart is at the jeweler, and he says something about, I'm at the jeweler. And there's a jeweler next to him with that loop thing. Uh-huh. And he looks in it. The jeweler, the guy who's the jeweler, is freaking Colonel Sanders. If you watch the Colonel Sanders commercials, It's Colonel Sanders is in a DraftKings commercial as a jeweler. That would be like you're watching a commercial from McDonald's and somebody goes up to order something and Flo is back there serving burgers. I don't like it, Alan. I think a line is crossed there.
Was he dressed? Did he have the mustache or?
No, but it's the same guy. He's dressed like a jeweler, but
he's an actor.
That's Colonel Sanders. If you have a job like you're Colonel Sanders, there's got to be some sort of exclusivity.
He's an actor.
I recognize that, but you can't have, hey, Colonel Sanders doing other commercials.
The Mayhem dude, he had a nice long, wasn't he on Saturday Night Live? And he had a long stint on
No, he was on 30 Rock.
Well, he was also on Law and Order. So what's up with that?
That was in the past. Now he's the Mayhem guy.
I thought he was doing both. I think he was doing Law and Order and Mayhem.
Okay, but that's only one commercial. It'd be like if the Mayhem guy was...
Right. So you can go to a different platform. But
doing like cell phone commercials.
Yeah. But there's always this weird stuff, right? Like when
now I want to pretend it's Colonel Sanders. Now I know it's not.
Yeah, I hear you. Easter just passed, the Easter Bunny. I hear you on this stuff.
You're a fraud. You're not Colonel Sanders at all.
Remember when they just swapped out Jake from State Farm? They just swapped him out.
Yeah.
You know?
Wasn't it kind of a dwarfy white guy? And then
that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then they just said, nah, you're out of here. We need somebody that kind of looks like
Because that woman said, what are you wearing, Jake, from State Farm?
Yeah.
Khakis.
And it was a hit. And then he disappeared.
She sounds hideous.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
you got, the guy, the Bonte lookalike guy.
Right. Drizzy, kind of looked like Drizzy. And they just swapped him out. So you never know what could happen.
Right.
Where's that other Jake now? We still get residuals?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he cooked?
Yeah.
That kind of is low-key the best way, right? Like, do you think Flo can walk around and go to the grocery store? Or do you think, hey, aren't you Flo? I'm sure she gets that all the time.
I've seen her in other roles. Remember the show House? She was on House once.
Okay.
She's a pretty good actress. And it was like, oh, that's Flo. So she can do different things where if she doesn't get all flowed up,
right,
it's not as easy to say, hey,
right.
Flo.
Or even the Mayhem guy. Right? He's I know somebody probably knows his name, but to me, he's the Mayhem guy. That's kind of the best bag. Oh, I want to be Michael B. Jordan. Oh, I want to be Denzel. And I know I could because we resemble. But I honestly think that from a commercial standpoint, if you just get a like Jake, I'd love to be Jake. He gets to do all this cool stuff.
But then what's next for him? And he can't.
Who cares?
In a real movie, he can't. It's like, yeah, you're Jake.
Doesn't need to be. We think the same thing about Harry Potter, and he still does other movies. It's the same
Daniel
thing.
Radcliffe?
Yeah, but he's still Harry.
Excuse me. He does a lot of weird movies now.
Because he has to. He has to.
I think because he wants to, Alan.
No, because he's Harry Potter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be Jake.
He's on the show with Tracy Morgan.
Jake?
No, Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe.
See? Harry.
Yeah.
But you still look at him, you think, that's Harry.
No, I think he's like an agent for Tracy Morgan's character.
But when you look at him, what do you think?
I think he's Tracy Morgan's agent.
No,
he has succeeded in doing what you say can't be done.
He hasn't. He has. Jake, when you see
Jake from State Farm,
when you see
keeping us on the air today,
Harry Potter, he's Harry Potter.
Are you saying
right?
all black people look alike?
No, I'm talking about Harry Potter.
Okay, all right.
Jay, isn't it Harry Potter when you see him?
I don't even know what Harry Potter looks like, family.
Come on, chat. Help me out. You two. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what this looks like, this lottery proposal.
That's a 2.
It looks like mayhem. It looks like chaos. It does.
That's a little bit better.
It's hard to sort out, and I'm fearing that we are spending already too much time on it because I think for a lot of people it's like I don't get it.
Yeah, well,
it doesn't mean anything to me.
I think the timing too, right? We're so enthralled with this upcoming draft, that I don't think we have the capacity to worry. I think you know what, Whitey, and hopefully this doesn't happen. But if the Kings leave with the 6th pick, That Monday after Mother's Day, I think people will want to talk about 2027 because that'll be a big deal. But if the Kings get the 1st pick, hey, we'll deal with that when we deal with it.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. He was cut short yesterday. We're not sure why. We think there are forces that didn't want us to hear what he had to say. Let's see what we get today from Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mic check. Hey, Whitey Allen, what's up, man? Jay, good looking, bro. Putting the homie on.
What's up, TC?
Hey, what I wanted to get the phone hung up. Listen, the point where I wanted to get at yesterday was that podcast that you guys did, Allen, you and Matt. Mm-hmm. And you guys were talking about the rookies complaining, and that part didn't really make sense to me. When I was talking about, I said, well, what do we want to hear? We want to hear them coming together, building something off this whatever you want to call season. They built off that. They're growing off that. I don't need them to come on talking about, this was a horrible season. What the F? I don't give can nobody, I don't want to hear all that. Mm-hmm. I do enough of that when I call y'all every day. I know what this season was. I don't need them to get on and every time you guys interview them, they telling you guys how bad Doug was, how bad Perry was. I don't care about none of that, bro. You get me? Mm-hmm. It's more about, I care more about them coming together. That's why I said I didn't really care about how the season was looking, because I seen the game at a different angle. I seen them coming together and building something for next season. That's what I'm looking at. We all know this season was a nothing. But what do we learn from this season, and what can we build off to add AJ, whoever we gonna add to the mix, and then we can build off of that, bro. You get me? And I've seen that, bro. They developed, and they got more developed, bro. So that's all I'm calling with, man. You know what I mean? It was confusing to me because I listened to it and I messed with both of y'all, Allen. And I'm not getting on you, bro. I'm just was like, it's confusing. And you doubled down on it when you came in. It was like, I don't care. I want to hear. I was like, man, Allen, come on, bro. We can't have it. That's what I mean. We can't have it both ways, Kings fans. We either gotta have it one way or the other. We can't have it both ways. That's all I got. Thank you, man.
Thank you, TC. You hit the nail on the head. Man, Allen, come on, man.
Get positive, Allen.
Look, no, hold on.
I'm being negative, dog.
No.
This goes back to Friday, I believe.
Hold on a minute.
Friday show.
Well, now, negative podcast.
Hold on. Let me be clear.
Sac Sports 1140, of course.
Is that how you try to get more listeners to your podcast, being negative, Allen?
Matt asked me to do the show
based
on the conversation we had.
Yes.
And that's what I did.
We didn't have to do it.
I wanted to do it.
You want to be negative?
I'm not being negative.
Sound like you was negative.
I will say Jerry Reynolds agreed with you.
Let me just hold on a second. Number one, a lot of this was from what Precious specifically said.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was not about the young guys. Okay, that's number one. It was Precious saying, I've been on winners.
And that's what Deuce, I think.
Yes, I've been on
posted.
winners, and I haven't had as much fun, and the camaraderie deal. So it was really about what Precious said, because I don't know if fans care about them having fun or not. The rookies, I don't have a problem with the rookies talking about, because they don't know any better. This was their first go at the NBA, so they don't know any better. And TC is saying, I don't want to hear every single time they get interviewed how bad it was. My counter to that is we haven't heard that at all. It's been almost all positivity for a 22-win team. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to hear that, man, that stunk. The one time we heard it was really from Keegan. Keegan saying, I haven't lost this much in ever. So I like to hear that type of stuff. I can hear the fun, and that's great that they kick it and, go get ice cream together. But I want to hear somebody ticked off sometimes, TC. But it was mostly about Precious, who, as much as people want to make him a rookie, is not a rookie. So that's all I got, TC. Mic check that, TC. I'm just playing. Love you, TC.
Yeah, we went over that. Where we're on different sides of it. I'll just say, like I pointed out a few moments ago, Jared Reynolds was with you on that. So, tip of the cap.
So, hey.
I don't need the young players or the veterans or anybody to just, gnash their teeth in the darkness after every loss. But I understand your point. Understand your point. Which current playoff teams, as we look at the NBA playoffs, there's a number of teams right now that are teetering on the precipice of their season ending. Which playoff teams need to add current Kings players? Which teams could benefit by having current members of the Kings on their rosters?
Man, it's quite the list right now, Whitey.
My list is not as long, so I'm curious to
really.
Well,
see, now I'm the positive one. Now hold on.
I think so.
Now I'm the positive
That's fair
one.
enough.
Because what conference you want me to start in? How about that? Because I can do either one.
Let's start out east, then we'll reel it in
I like that. Moving out west. I like that.
Back
Whitey.
home, yeah.
So let's go here. The Magic, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no go on the Magic. They just got to figure out what they got.
I will say that a couple of years ago when the pizza guy, when Malik was going to be a free agent, or he was a free agent, I thought, Orlando needs shooting. They need him. I don't know if that was ever something they really looked at. They found the guy in Bain, but at that time, I thought he would have been a good fit for them.
I actually skipped over one, Whitey. I would say the Hornets. I don't know, if DeMar is going to evolve his game a bit, and I know it's a little late in his career to do that, but I would say the Hornets need another scorer that they can count on, and I know they like to run a lot, so that might not be a great fit, but I'd put the Hornets in that category. The Sixers are a mess. The Hawks, I don't know. They're super young, so I don't know the direction that they're going in. I think they could use a Zach LaVine. I don't know because they need shooting, but I don't know how they do it. So I won't put the Hawks because I won't reach. Raptors, yes. They need something. I don't know what, but they need something. I know it's 2-2.
Yeah.
But
they're
I know it's 2-2.
Well. What do they need? Do they need Domas?
I think so. Cavs, I'm not just going to put them on for no reason. And I'm going to
They already have a million former Kings on the roster.
Yeah, that's right. So what's one more?
One never plays.
I'm going to skip over the next two, Knicks and the Celtics, and go to the Pistons. The Pistons they could take a DeMar, Tobias Harris. I know he's making less money now, but they just need a secondary score. So I got 3 in the East as we head to the West, which is a complete disaster. The Suns could take something because they don't have picks. I know people were talking about the Blazers, but they got to find an identity. I'm not going to put the Blazers. The Timberwolves are a weird one because they looked so good, so I'm not going to put the Timberwolves. The Rockets need something. I don't know what, so we're at 5. I think that's where it ends, Whitey. I don't know. The Nuggets, you could maybe force it with some three-point shooting, but I'm going to stick with those 5 and maybe add the Nuggets depending on what happens next.
Being brutally honest, the reason this exercise is difficult for me is because you're talking about good teams already if they're playoff teams.
Right.
So you need guys that most of these teams need somebody that can come in and kind of fill a role. And, the Kings are guys that are, for the most part, they're making so much money because while they're here, they're supposed to be so much more than that, and they're not necessarily. So, like Malik, for example, you could use a sharpshooter like that off the bench. Well, he has his moments. He had a really good three-point shooting year, but he's not really the sharpshooter. Zach LaVine is, but you can't bring in Zach LaVine with what he's getting paid to be like a marksman off the bench.
Yeah.
You can't
be Luke Kennard.
Yeah. That might be his best role, and maybe he'll never play that role because he doesn't want to. And DeMar also. DeMar's a guy that a lot of people say, man, wouldn't it be great as a scorer coming off the bench? I don't know that he wants to do that. So I don't really see clean fits. The cleanest I see is maybe because Toronto had interest in Domas. Maybe if they do get knocked out, maybe they revisit that. But I'm not seeing a lot of really clean needs where that guy on the Kings would be perfect for this team.
I want to dig a little bit deeper,
brother,
on DeMar DeRozan because we've heard DeMar, this season talk a lot about playing basketball, things like that. And Jay, I want your thoughts on this too. Where do we put the level of wanting to play basketball versus I want to spend my whole career as a starter? We saw Carmelo go through it. AP, they say I want to come off the bench. Is that a thing where you actually believe that DeMar would not want to go to Detroit if they asked him to? Because it's not a money thing with DeMar per se. But if Detroit said, hey, we want you, but we think you would come off the bench, you'd still get 20, 25 minutes. Is that a thing where DeMar would rather say, I'd rather end my career in Sacramento as an always starter than go to the Pistons and come off the bench, or go somewhere else and start than go to Detroit and come off the bench?
I would just say it's impossible to know without having talked to him. I don't know.
I'm just saying in general.
Say, yeah. I understand. It's a fair question. I don't know how Jay feels, but I don't think DeMar's going to be around here next year.
Right. So I'm saying moving forward, everyone when they say
what do you want, where's he going to go, I don't know.
Right. He needs to be on a team where he can really contribute. I don't think most people are talking about him starting. I think it's maybe possible, but I don't think so.
I'm backing off the mic here to give room to Jay.
I would say, Alan, for me, it's one of the questions that we've seen throughout the history, the annals of NBA. The first person that always comes to my mind is Allen Iverson. I think he had easily 3-4 more years in the league. The Nuggets wanted him to, come off the bench, and he was too prideful. Didn't want to do it. Pistons, same situation. He's like, look, I'm done. And so I think it just depends on the person, but I'm with Whitey. I really think it depends on the conversation with DeMar. I think he's a little different than the AI, the Melos. I think he's a little more calmer, a little more clear-headed, kind of closer to Melo. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm interested to see if he can come off the bench, though, and be a sniper, so to say, for like a Detroit Piston, a Houston Rockets type team.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by something.
What now?
Someone said on the text line, Jay said he didn't know Harry Potter. Someone says, Jay, imagine Whitey like 90 years ago with glasses. That's Harry Potter.
Text of the day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
How many Harry Potter movies are there? It's like
7?
10 or something, right?
7?
9? I don't know.
Did the same?
I used to have glasses like that too.
Wow.
Did the
You're
same
a wizard, Harry.
actor play Harry Potter in all of the
Jay,
movies?
every movie was they're having something at this crazy place where all the wizards go, and then something weird happens, like, oh, it might be Voldemort, and then it is Voldemort, and then at the very end they find a way to send him off.
Well, Voldemort is like the bad guy. He's the evil
Yeah.
villain. Okay.
Every movie.
And what was the name of the place they stayed in?
Hogwarts.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
You are right.
Every movie.
Have both of you guys watched all 7?
I have not watched all 7.
I think I have. One of my daughters is a big Harry Potter
into
fan.
okay.
Big.
Yeah, I have not
read a book.
One I had to watch like that.
I stopped halfway through the 3rd book. Yeah.
But you have read a book.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody says, do you guys remember the Six Flags guy?
No.
Is he the one that had on like the fake glasses and the fake nose?
I don't know. And then I don't know if this is the same thread. His name is Dean Winters, had a major role in Rescue Me. He was in John Wick as well.
No, that's Mayhem.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Mayhem. Yeah, that's
there
Mayhem.
you go. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he was.
Thank you.
He was in part 1.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Mr. Week.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thrown by the Whitey 90 years ago with glasses as Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Same hair color at all?
No.
He's a little darker.
A little darker, a little lighter? Okay.
I don't have the scar.
Yeah. You could be that for Halloween. You could be Harry for Halloween.
And what do he wear? Like just a wizard's?
A robe.
Yeah,
like
a
a student's
robe.
robe kind of thing. Yeah.
You know, a wand.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
And
It'd be great.
I know we're going to. He was a wizard?
Yes.
Harry Potter was a wizard.
His parents were really good wizards, and he was a really good wizard.
gotcha.
Well,
That's
one was.
That's why Voldemort was like, oh, they were always at odds.
No, but
Potter.
one was.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Harry? Only one was a wizard. That was the
I thought
whole
they
thing.
both were. Oh, okay.
I thought only one was.
Yeah, you could be right.
The Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah. Don't you think? Don't you think? See, you know, my brother Phantom does Lincoln Potters games, and I told him, look, when someone makes a great play, you go, "Well done, Potter."
Oh, I like that.
And he's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
Huh.
You know, that's Draco Malfoy, right?
Right.
Well done, Potter.
Yeah.
So you should do that. He's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
You should do that.
Yeah, that's what I told him. That's what I told him. As far as your question about tomorrow and the Kings, we'll find out. Somebody here says, in fact, not just anybody, UPS Chris, the Pistons could use Monk to replace Beasley.
We've seen that before. By the way, yeah, Harry is not the Half-Blood Prince. It was Professor Snape.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get that clear.
You confusing me, man. I'm already on the
He's just one
outside
of the
looking in. And
teachers. He's one of the teachers. That's all. Now we're good.
My boyfriend calls his ex-wife Voldemort. Okay, well.
Hey, don't say the name. Don't say the name, Whitey. I know that one.
Salute to them.
I will say this. I think the Pistons in some ways may miss what they got last year, late in the year and in the postseason from
I know who you're going to say.
Dennis Schroeder.
Yep. And
he
you know,
played really well for them last year.
You know what else I saw, Whitey? And it's interesting with these bigger guards that we keep talking about. Now, I don't know how much it changes life, but I saw someone say, obviously when a team loses, now all of a sudden people saw this coming, but I saw someone say, I've been saying this for years, Cade needs a point guard. Now, that's not to say that Cade isn't a point guard. He is, but I saw somebody say Cade needs a point guard.
Somebody here says, I can think of one team right off the bat. Pistons could I'm not going to read this the way it's written. Darn sure use Zach in this series because they need a bucket getter.
Fire up the trade generator. Let's go. We back, baby.
There's just no way Zach is to other teams worth what you have to pay him, right?
But maybe this is the out where Zach says, all right, I get to play on a team with playoff aspirations, and he takes the $50 million in 2 spots. He goes, I'll do 2 years, $50 million. I'll do that. I don't know if he would, but that if he ain't gonna do that, then he's not gonna do it. Period.
Yeah, Jay, if you would please, there's no wrong answer. Please name a playoff team, current playoff team.
Rockets.
Alan, you're the Rockets. You could pick anybody off the Kings roster. Who would you pick? Anybody off the roster.
I mean,
who do you think is your best fit?
Zach.
Okay.
I would say Zach. You get Fred VanVleet back next season. I like that. I don't know if KD's still on that team or not, but if we're not doing the money thing, I would take Zach.
Yeah, just whoever anybody on the roster.
That's who I would take. Who would you take?
If I'm the Rockets, I could take anybody off the Kings. Boy.
Give me Malik.
I'd probably take Keegan.
I thought about that, which would be funny because Jabari and Keegan would be on the same team.
Yeah. And again, Keegan might be the type where they're like, no, we need somebody with more, who's going to bring us more offensive. What did you say, Jay? I'm sorry.
Give me Malik.
Malik for the Rockets?
Yeah, I think they need a little more firepower.
I thought, going back to when they lost VanVleet, and it looked like they needed some guard help, and the Kings had all those guards earlier in the season. I thought, wow, there's a match made in basketball heaven, but it was not to be, Alan.
Yeah.
I guess Reed Shepherd stepped in, did a decent job. But.
Well, have you seen the tape on Reed's defense? Apparently it is rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I get the sense that Ime Udoka, if you're going to play for him, you better be able to guard people.
And that hasn't been the situation right now. I'm looking here.
Which eliminates a lot of Kings from the Rockets' theoretical wish list, but not Keegan.
Yeah. I mean, some of the names that have been thrown around, but that's what the conversation always comes back to because it turns into, is there, do the Rockets have enough defense? And probably not without Şengün, but I mean, if you can get off Zach, and this is going to get real uncomfortable, and I know we're up against it, it's going to get real uncomfortable, but if you can get off Zach, hey, you need defense, Zach and Dylan Cardwell. Let's see what we can do.
Oh, so Dylan Cardwell kind of to compensate for
the lack of defense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There is a world.
Just to wrap it up, that's still why I am not on the Acuff to the Kings bandwagon. I know Jeremy Wu wrote something about a lot of teams feel like you would have to protect Acuff defensively if he's on your roster. And I just feel like this team, it's going to be years before this team can protect anybody defensively. Even in theory. So I'm out on Acuff.
And that's why
I think there's a really good chance they get him.
You keep saying that like you got a birdie.
For these reasons, you've been chopped.
You keep saying it like there's a birdie somewhere.
No, I don't know Brett Siegel like you know him.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah. When we come back, Giants tangle tonight with baseball's most curious power dynamic. We'll talk a little baseball. And, you got the A's back home, too. It's all coming up on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Sacramento, the custom capital of the world. The 75th annual O'Reilly Auto Parts Sacramento Autorama returns to Cal Expo Fairgrounds May 1st through 3rd. $3 off general admission tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. The West Coast premier car show features over 500 of the finest custom cars, hot rods, trucks, motorcycles, and lowriders. Fun for the entire family. Autorama. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Sacramento Autorama. Cal Expo Fairgrounds May 1st through 3rd. $3 off general admission tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
You have to listen to me. I heard today, I was listening to the Carmichael Dave show, and they were doing their Let's Go Streaking, and they're picking players. Christopher Laud picked Manny Machado. And I texted him, I said, Machado left the game last night with a leg injury. He's out of the lineup. Cronenworth is going to start. I tried to help you, Christopher Laud. I tried to help you.
See?
Yeah.
You know what I'm realizing, though, is that every show has a baseball game, and we talk the most baseball at the station, and we don't have a game.
Do you want to do Home Run Derby?
Or do we not need a game? Right? Do they need the game?
I don't know. I assumed you said it because you kind of wanted one.
But do you see what I'm saying?
It's a tangled web you usually weave.
We get into the nooks and crannies of it. Is that why we don't have a game?
We don't need one. We could, yeah.
No, I don't think I want one.
Okay. All right.
But it seems like you've wanted to do this home run game.
It's okay. We don't need one. The cool thing about it would be basically it's an excuse to play home run calls, which are great.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. Well, we'll see. Well, we're not ready to get it started yet, but yeah, Jay has to think about it, and Jay will come in and
go, give it to me.
Just each day we take turns picking players that hit home runs, and then the next day you play. It's an excuse to play the calls, which are fun.
Well, it's not an easy thing to get right.
Right. So that's good when you hit one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I can imagine you'd be running around the room doing a home run try.
I definitely would.
Yeah, I had Matt Chapman. Boom.
Well, we don't have to necessarily pick that they're going to hit a home run for that day. It's when they hit a home run, we just play it the next day, right? Someone?
Maybe we do pick someone for the week.
Okay.
We can do them in a day. It's just
no, it's too hard. You're right.
It's
really hard.
We need dogs.
Let's do it.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Your Giants are playing Phillies, and the Phillies have some things going on.
Yeah.
Don Mattingly, the new manager, and he's working for a GM who is his son, Alan.
Very random. But the Phillies last in the NL East, tied with the Mets last in the NL East. Just a complete mess, a complete dumpster fire. It's a tie ball game right now, headed to the bottom of the fourth, but just a complete mess of a start to the season for the Phillies and the Mets. But, yeah, where the NL East has kind of dropped off, the NL Central's been really good. But you know what everyone's talking about, Whitey? There was a player that is very close with Tony Vitello, even showed up to Tennessee with no connection to Tennessee other than liking the coach and the team. And when Tony Vitello took the job in San Francisco, he was the first person to call Tony Vitello. They've had conversations back and forth. That player's name, somebody that I played, by the way, great guy, Bryce Harper.
Yeah, he ain't coming to San Francisco.
You never know.
He was out there and he didn't like it.
That was a long time ago. This thing turns into a complete mess, and the Phillies say we got to sell. I don't even know that I want Bryce's contract, but I think that's the point. I think that's the point. You wouldn't. I don't know how much the GM or the owner said that weird stuff after the Phillies lost. Hey, maybe Bryce can get back to what he once was. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
You keep reaching like that, we're going to start calling you John Lynch. Am I right, Jay?
Oh, that's a good one. Hey, get Grant back on the phone. The best part. Get Grant back on the phone, man.
Well, Dave Dombrowski's actually running the team, and then Don Mattingly's son is the GM, Don Mattingly, the manager. It's surprising to see the Phillies struggling like this. And I know for most people, it's like, yeah, okay, I don't care. But my point is, there was a guy that he was on the A's for a while. Dave Parker was his name. Do you know Dave? You ever heard of Dave Parker? Yeah. There was a period where he was on the Pirates. I felt like, watching as a kid, not a really young kid, but a kid. Every time he came up, I felt like that guy's going to hit a home run. I haven't felt like that about anyone since until Kyle Schwarber. Every time I see him come up, I think he's going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
He just has that look and that swing. So I'm really surprised that they've struggled to the extent that they have.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber, I believe, is hitting about 160 this season. 9 home runs, to your point. But, yeah, Kyle Schwarber is hitting under 200 this season. And none of these guys, he's hitting, Whitey, this season 196 with 9 home runs. So he's got an 864 OPS, which is really.
That works in today's game.
Literally.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Jay? Because, we've talked about how I've come around on OPS, on base percentage plus slugging. Kyle Schwarber has an above-average OPS at 864. He's hitting 196 on the season.
Ridiculous.
That is like the perfect example of the new age baseball.
Is he getting on base? Is he walking a lot? He must be. What's his on-base percentage?
344.
So that's really good.
Yeah, and it's the OPS, too, because he's got 9 home runs. So he doesn't hit off. He doesn't hit often, but when he does, it matters. Like,
just walk down.
He is, I think, more valuable than Luis Arias, right? Technically, if you look at stats like that.
A lot of baseball people tell you yes, without question.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, Arias, by the way, has actually been fielding really well, which is the biggest surprise.
Yeah, Arias is hitting 314, his OPS 717. Not even really close to Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, because if he really squares one up, it's over the first baseman's head.
He's got a couple doubles. You hook him down the line, but he's got some doubles.
He makes contact.
That's right.
Oh, I hate the thing he does where, like, he takes a pitch and then he does, like, the thing where – have you seen him do that? Or maybe it's
when he just freezes?
Yeah, and then he, like, walks in front of the plate.
Yeah.
And kind of stalks his way around the mound.
Oh, yeah. You got to let him know who's boss.
Yeah. The Phillies manager, Rob Thompson, not the former Giant, he got let go. He did a really good job there. He saved one of their seasons, came in and righted the ship. They've been really successful, but then a bad start. It's like, yeah, you're gone.
Yeah. So that season, they let the Diamondbacks get to the World Series. They should have just canned them at that point.
Yeah, and then they waited till last year. Well, they waited till yesterday, but last year the Dodgers knocked them out, and then this year a slow start. How about the A's back home?
Come on.
Here we go.
Bobby Witt Jr., the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a hot night in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sutter Health Park.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people have talked a lot about, I've done it too, the attendance not being great all the time here. But who was it? We were just talking with Matt George about the fact that the Nationals and the Mets tonight, tickets are $6. $6. Yeah, so it's kind of more a baseball thing.
It is. I mean, it's a long season.
Yeah.
You know, there's some play. I'd have to double check, but I don't think the weather has fully broken everywhere. So if your team is not good, I'm not dealing with that, and y'all are not
School night?
Yeah, school night. It's not warm, and you stink. That's a bad combination.
At least if you stink and it's not warm, you won't stink as much.
That's right. Yeah, now you're reminding me of the crosstalk from the morning with the deodorant, and you missed that one?
I might have heard some of that.
I was driving to get my hair cut.
Might have heard some of that.
I'm like, let me see what they got going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call my friend. Okay.
Are you feeling good about a little better about your Giants? Maybe not right this second, but in general, they're clawing their way back to 500.
This is the classic, are the Phillies going to rally around this change, or are they going to lay down? And if I know Philadelphia, the Giants are going to be in for a tough one.
I went to Temple.
I'm just saying.
Huh?
They're going to be in for a tough one out there. I actually don't really like it, to be honest.
Die-hard Eagles fans.
I'm not. I got one hat that my uncle bought me.
Mm-hmm.
Big time fly, Eagles fly.
So, there we go. All right, so you got to score to win.
Yes.
1-0. Phillies take the lead, bottom of the fourth. Got to score to win.
Mm-hmm. Earlier today, we did not talk to Shooty Babbitt, but we will tomorrow. Looking forward to that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the A's, to me, at one point, I know we had discussed when teams are struggling. Some people say.
This could be a special summer, Alan. This team's in first place, and I know they're not dominating, and there's lots of reason to look at them and say, yeah, but But can you imagine a Sacramento Major League Baseball team in the postseason? Maybe forcing baseball to play postseason games here?
Yep.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Help me remember. Did they say? Remember when this came out last season? Didn't they say it was a case-by-case situation? Or did
something like that?
Right?
I think initially it came out that, no, we won't do it. And then I think they kind of tempered that.
And they said, this season we'll do it. I don't know if they said for the duration of the time the A's are here, we'll do it. So we don't actually know.
But it's a possibility.
But it's a possibility, and I think they probably would do it. I just have a feeling. When will people get on the bandwagon? Are you surprised that no one's jumped on the bandwagon quite yet?
Nope.
When do you think people, when it gets real hot? June?
There's no bandwagon I don't think. And I don't mean anything by that. When good teams are in here, people will go out, but they're never going to, people are just not going to invest emotionally.
What if they're first place?
Team. That'll be a little more. It'll be the game's more interesting. It won't be like, yes, our team. It'll be more exciting and it'll be fun down the stretch, but a bandwagon, we'll never see anything like, of course, what we see with the Kings, because people are too smart here.
But you just said it could be a special summer.
It could be very interesting. Could be a lot going on. That doesn't mean fans are going to ever emotionally invest fully in this team.
Okay.
Do you think? I just don't see
I'm
it.
just waiting. I don't know yet. If they're first place in July.
Some people have been A's fans. I know those people are already invested. I get that.
Yeah.
Sacramento's always had a lot of A's fans. But I'm talking about anybody just in Sacramento going, oh, we have the A's now. Hey, that's my team.
Yeah. Hey, you can adopt a team for a couple years. I think it's possible. I think, and maybe I'm coming from the top rope here, but I think Sacramentans just in general are just hungry for a winner in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get that in the form of the A's, and now they're wearing Sacramento jerseys, 916.
Sometimes.
Imagine them wearing
Saturday home games.
Imagine if they wore a Sacramento jersey during the postseason. That I think going into next season, assuming that they would still be here, I think that would just do things to Sacramentans and give them feelings that they've never had before. But maybe it's too early right now.
My guess is the odds of that happening, Sacramento jerseys in the postseason, 0.
Whoever's on a Saturday day
0.
game. Saturday
I hope
day
I'm wrong.
Game. Yeah.
but I don't think I am. When we come back, inside the secret meeting between Ty Simpson and his new coach. Ooh, what happened? What's that about? Next on Sactown Sports.
After suffering a torn Achilles tendon last postseason, will George Kittle be ready to take the field for training camp? Head to SactownSports.com for the star tight end's latest injury update and all things 49ers this offseason. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Net available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Alan Stiles there. Hey, Jay is keeping us on the air. Whitey Gleason. Just keeping things rolling here on a kind of a confusing day, somewhat confusing day as we got word of what it looks like the new lottery reform is going to look like for the NBA. And I think we all need to go home and study it for a couple hours. Yeah, also NCAA tournament. Thank you, Jay. Found out today that they are expanding to 76 teams?
76. About 20%.
Yeah, we had just a flurry of breaking news popping on the show there.
20% of NCAA teams will make some version of the tournament. The mini tournament, before the tournament, some version of that. You know, it reminds me, I like Hell's Kitchen more, but my wife likes MasterChef, so we'll watch MasterChef. And a couple years ago, they started doing this thing where, you know, more episodes, more money, all that. Now, MasterChef, they have this beginning first 4 or 5 episodes where they're live tryouts to get on the MasterChef show. When before it would just start, hey, here are the contestants. So it's the same version of that. It draws out the season. It draws out the episodes, and it's more money.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Rams are cooking up this story, Alan, on what really happened between them and Ty Simpson. I'm just not sure how it tastes.
4.3.
After being drafted by the Rams with the 13th overall selection, Ty Simpson said he hadn't yet met Rams coach Sean McVay in an interview with SiriusXM. However, on an ESPN radio show, Ty Simpson said, that's not true. He told one of the co-hosts he was told not to say anything, but he had a meeting with Sean McVay earlier that the two parties wanted to keep private. We tried to keep this under wraps as long as we could. It was something to where I knew they were interested, but they wanted to make it private and didn't want people to know that they were interested. So I had some secret meetings with Coach McVay, and I was just trying to be on script and do what everybody told me and not to tell anybody, end quote. Are you buying it?
I have a crazy reason for buying it, okay? So if you remember when Ty Simpson got drafted, he stood up, he looked at the camera, and he did L.A., but he did L.A. like this, L.A., right? And people were saying, I've actually never seen L.A. done like that before. Most people just do the L. That's how I remember seeing L.A. done, and I might be backwards.
Okay, for anybody who can't see, Alan did formed an L with his thumb and his forefinger. And
and then an A going across the thumb, right? Ty Simpson had that in the holster like he had practiced it, where he's looking at the camera and he does his version of L, and then he turns the same hand into an A. People say, I've never seen L.A.
Oh, you got to get off Twitter.
Done like, no, this is
got
this
to get
is
off
me.
Twitter, fam.
No, this is my own theory. So I saw that and I said, this guy was clearly somewhat prepared to go to L.A.
Because he knew to do an L.A. with his...
He had practiced it, Whitey. He had practiced it.
This close to being John Lynch.
He had practiced it in the mirror. He knew.
Well,
he knew it was a chance. He knew it was a chance.
He's like the designated tonsil.
So we gonna start calling you, man.
Les Snead, the GM of the Rams, did corroborate Simpson's story when he was on McAfee. He said, Ty stayed on script. Poor guy, he's so earnest. That's what he's doing. Simpson said, I knew they were interested. I just didn't know when. He wasn't sure whether the Rams would select him in the first round. If you wanted to explain why Sean McVay seemed so disgusted with the pick, you could say, well, and this is what the Rams are saying, he wanted to be respectful to his quarterback. He didn't want to seem overly excited about a new quarterback. It was more like, Matt's our guy, Matt's our guy. But the company line from the Rams is, he wants this guy. He's on board.
Look.
But he was showing respect to his Super Bowl winning quarterback.
This is what I got to say.
We just talked for hours and hours, and it was just football, Simpson said.
John Lynch, this is what they need, right? They don't need, Greg Cosell or whoever popping out saying, Stribling wasn't going to be around. They need to, y'all need to think deeper. You need full corroborated stories. Say, no, Stribling was our guy, and we knew this, and they did that. Not Kyle. I never really talked to the dude, but he looked like he could run. And he can block a little bit.
That.
They said, I never met him. Didn't they say, I never met him?
He never said, I never really talked to the dude, but it looked like he could run.
He can run a little bit. He's a big boy. Bring him on down. Mm-hmm. Y'all need corroborated this is LA for you. This is a whole script. So y'all need to get with the program, get a full script, not, a couple talking heads that you say, hey, if you warm this up for us a little bit, maybe, we'll have a scoop for you. So then they all come out, no, I heard they weren't going to last until 33.
I would suggest that both things can be true. That Coach McVay was like, I like this guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, maybe we get him. But at 13, you got to be bleeping me. I think that may be the case.
And you think,
I did talk to him and I see some upside, but we took him at the 13th pick when we're trying to get past Seattle and the greatest team ever assembled in our own division to get to a Super Bowl?
No, I hear you, but I'm just
I don't think you did hear me.
No, but I'm looking at when else they would have done it. When would they have gotten him then? If they didn't take him
That's
at 13?
fair. I don't actually know. That's fair.
I'm just looking at when they had another pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Arizona was interested, so I'm trying to see who in round 2 or where Arizona would have been in round 2. But clearly, they were worried about it, and that's what they're
So
going
the Rams,
with.
and I don't have it in front of me. They didn't have a second-round pick. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not saying that. It's a matter of.
Well, then I would say round 2.
But it's a matter of where the Cardinals picked next if they were worried about the Cardinals. So in round 2, I'll tell you right now.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The Cardinals had the second pick in round 2.
Les Snead was worried about the Cardinals. Sean McVay, not so much.
Yeah. The Rams here had picked 29. The Rams had the 29th pick in the second round. So that would have
trade up. I don't know. That's my guess. Both things are true. Sean McVay talked to him. Sean McVay liked him. Sean McVay did not like taking him at 13.
Then you didn't like him that much.
Well, he didn't.
Yeah, Sean McVay liked him.
Uh-huh.
But if you're choosing between missing him and taking him at 13, you think Sean McVay would have picked, we'll take that chance.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Just because his actions and the way he looked, you could definitely tell he was frustrated. He wasn't on board. And
You're not buying that he was on board.
Yeah, I'm not buying it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, because immediately the way he looked and his exaggerations and things that were going on, he just didn't look the part. But now, smoke is cleared. You've had some conversation. Obviously, the young fella's been in the building. Like you said, we're going to all come up and we're going to throw out a Twitter story. Somebody's going to say something. Alan's going to buy into it. And now all of a sudden, Ty Simpson had talked to them guys. That's just not what it is. And for the other part of it, Alan, is see, baby, you got to be a little more divested in what's going on. People have been throwing up that type of LA for long.
Really?
Many moons. Yeah, many moons, brother.
Well, he practiced it. It was smooth, Jay.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. I can give you that.
It was smooth.
Like you said, maybe he thought they could be one of the teams.
He had a meeting with him. And
Yeah.
he had a
So
meeting
Let me
with
be
him.
prepared if I get that LA.
And his
there you
dad's
go.
best friend is Les Snead.
Right. Let me get that right.
Everybody knows about La La Land, right?
You know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much, guys.
Was it one-handed? Was it the same hand?
one-handed, smooth.
Okay,
too.
all right.
But I'll tell you this much, guys. We're all, I've been given the
Do people do that for Las Vegas?
LV.
Do they? I
gotta
know
work
how
on
you would
it.
do it. I'm just wondering if people do that.
I haven't.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
no, I saw it too. Now that Jay reminded me.
That a boy.
I
That
saw
a
it.
boy.
I saw
See,
it too.
I know you was digging deep.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
Everybody jokes or has been joking the Niners a little bit. That second round, fellas, that we were talking about, that 61st overall pick, the Rams took another tight end. They took a tight end out of Ohio State. The Rams currently have Colby Parkinson, Tyler Higbee, Terrence Ferguson. They love them a tight end. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, didn't they have a lot of success going double tight ends this year at times?
They want to continue to do that.
Yeah.
They have a lot of tight ends. So you could argue their first 2 picks were not positions of need. But no one's talking about that. Well, they're talking about Ty Simpson, but now that they've released this movie script as to how everything came to be, everyone's on the Niners.
I'm going to ask you to take off your helmet of 49er bias. And, you're against 49ers. Anti-49er bias. Take off that helmet.
I don't have that.
Just put it down for a minute and answer this question, if you would. Do you really think the 49ers care at all about what Grant Cohn or anybody else says in terms of they always reach? They reach all the time. Reach.
I saw that video. Well, it depends on your definition of care. I think Grant annoys them.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're probably talking bleep about him, but I don't know care to, man, should we really think about what Grant said? I don't know about that, but he clearly gets under their skin.
Yeah. I think Vic Tafer in The Athletic said, do they reach? Maybe. Do they care? Not at all. That people think they reach.
Okay. Yeah.
But don't you have to agree that they need to hit on a higher percentage of those reaches?
I would suggest, Jay, that they've had a long honeymoon. Lynch and Shanahan.
Yeah.
They've been to 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, they haven't won, but they turned that franchise around.
Definitely.
And now I think we may be starting to see the early signs of that honeymoon coming to an end if they don't keep winning, because all of the scrutiny over their repeated draft missteps, it's louder this year than I've ever heard it before.
Well, I thought Grant, and I agree with you. I would say this. I thought Grant, and I think, Alan, you asked the question. It was a great question. They have covered up a lot of their missteps because Jed York and his wife, the family who owns the team, have ponied up a lot of dollars in free agency. And we know Jed York has signed a small percentage of the 49ers to take that cash and get over, he's over in European. Shouts out to Chris Verlaad over there with the soccer. And so I think if I'm hearing what Grant Cohn is saying is the capital that the 49ers are used to spending is not as big as normal. It's one of those things where they're checking their pockets, just like everybody right now.
They're becoming like the Giants?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
what Giants we talking?
I would throw the Red Sox out there first as far as the portfolio conversation.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The Red Sox are deep with a lot of things.
Yeah, they're deep. Real quick, Rancho
Giants
Mice.
are definitely top 5 in that category.
Rancho Mice, I think, is a Rams fan.
Uh-huh.
Looks like Colby Parkinson is actually a free agent. So they wanted to correct me. Why they took a tight end. Higbee got extended. Ferguson was
Alan,
a rookie.
at this level,
yeah.
You got to be
Sorry,
more
Rancho Mice. So now they're back to 4 tight ends instead of 5.
He corrected me on something about the Rams last week.
Yeah.
He's up on them.
Yes, he is. We appreciate it.
They love them some tight ends. The main, they're going to take a tight end just like how Shanahan going to take a running back. That's a crazy part, though. He could catch. He just did it. Can you imagine that?
They didn't throw him the ball, Alan.
Jay, he's a home run hitter. He just didn't hit no home runs.
He has underappreciated receiving skills.
Jay.
They saw that, so they drafted him.
He's a home run hitter. He just don't hit home runs.
He just ain't hitting home runs.
Nah.
Totally different.
He's gap to gap with it.
Yeah. If he gets a little bit of launch angle, we got something there.
Barely.
If you ranked every NBA franchise in terms of history and accomplishments, where would the Kings rank? Well, look at the picture. It might be a little brighter than you would expect. We'll see what you think next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the sound of Jack buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, did you hear about that multi-billion-dollar Roundup settlement?
Yeah, it impacts people who are exposed to weed killers at work or at home, even if you just used it in your own yard. Lawsuits claim it causes non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a blood cancer.
But we're not sick, so that doesn't affect us.
But it does. This cancer can take 10 to 15 years to show up.
That's a long time after exposure.
It is, and that's why the settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you get sick, even years from now, you could get $6,000 to $165,000 or more as part of this settlement.
So what's the catch?
If you stay in, you give up the right to sue them later.
Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 1-888-403-8201. If you or a loved one has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, even if they've passed, you must register for benefits. That's weedkillerclass.com. 1-888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
NBA playoff basketball tonight already underway. The Celtics are trying to finish off the Sixers. 2:57 left in the first half. Boston has a 7-point lead, 50-43. We're in pregame portion of the evening for the Hawks and the Knicks, Alan. Let's go,
That's
Atlanta
the one.
Hawks.
Yeah, that's the one. Which series at this point in time are you still excited to watch? Because I'm not excited to watch Spurs Blazers.
Hawks, Knicks, Magic, Pistons.
Yeah, I guess you got to eliminate.
Since we almost have a bet on Lakers Rockets, I'm excited about that too. I'd love to see the Rockets come back.
Man, Blazers gave us so much hope. When the Blazers won Game 2 and Wemby went down, I'm thinking, we're going to have ourselves a barn burner. And they just did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it almost seems like Wemby makes a difference.
But they lost the game without Wemby. Once they lost that game without Wemby, this thing was cooked either way, but it being a good series was cooked.
Yeah, so also tonight, Game 5, the Trailblazers and the Spurs. And De'Aaron's going to score 38, and Matt George is going to come in here tomorrow, and he's going to be looking for one person.
I hope. Either way, I win. Because if De'Aaron balls out, I'll let Matt do his thing, and I'll be ready to come with it the way I come with it. If De'Aaron has a stinker, well, then things change a little bit.
And you were just talking about Ty Simpson practicing the hand signal for L.A. Christopher Lodway's in. He said he practiced the hand signal in the mirror. I don't think Ty Simpson did that, but it definitely makes me think a young Alan Stiles was practicing hand signals in the mirror.
Of course I did. And there's one in particular, shout out St. Francis, man. St. Francis. SF,
That's pretty good. But
first through 8th grade.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
Yeah, it's an S right there.
Right.
And then an F.
Okay, I see it.
St. Francis, You know what it is. Come on, Jay.
Silver Lodge right.
Oh, yeah. Shout out St. Francis, man.
You had you pinpointed?
SeaWorld.
Huh?
What is that?
Concord.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about Shamu or something.
Hey, SeaWorld, no Shamu.
I've never heard Concord called that.
I haven't either.
I didn't know that.
Well, everybody that lived in Pittsburgh, they got to say P World.
P, yeah.
So then I said, well, I live in SeaWorld. Then everyone said, Shamu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time did you spend at the Sun Valley Mall?
A lot.
Ooh.
That's the spot, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was a kid in Vallejo. That was a Friday night. Every so often, Mom would go, we're going to Concord, go to the mall. Let's go, Mom.
Let's go.
Yeah.
925. Keep it live, Jay. You already know.
Remember when you go to the mall, Jay was like, woo.
Man.
Going to Arden Fair, going to Sunrise Mall. Like,
I'll give you on Florin, man. I'm raised up on Florin Mall.
Florin, yeah.
That's what Doug was telling us about Arden. But when I go to Arden, it's not empty. I'll go out there. That's where we do the Santa Claus. And they got the merry-go-round. So
that mall does really well at Christmas. Yeah. It's just,
I try to make it out. They got a BJ's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure do.
BJ's.
Yeah. A
Seasons,
good one, too,
right?
if I may say.
It's a solid one.
Oh, yeah.
Seasons is
it's gone. It's out of there, right?
Yeah.
Nah, see.
It is.
It's out of there. Yeah.
I might, open a shop there. I might open a batting cage in there.
That'd be a terrible location, but yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indoor batting
Don't
cage.
sink your money into there, but
okay,
yeah.
all right. A couple different options we got there.
Was Sun Valley, this is a little later, of course, this around your time, Alan. Did they have famous, what was the barbecue spot that was right there?
Famous Dave's?
Was that Famous Dave's there?
No, I don't.
tell you about Earth.
Yeah, I don't think so. They had a Red Robin when you first
I remember Red
walked
Robin.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they added it. Because they got one of the bowling combo spots now too. And we got to go bowling soon, man. Because y'all don't understand, man.
Well, we don't understand.
Don't get it twisted now.
Don't.
Talk to him, Mr. Gleason.
Because
let him know, man. You got. Hey, he been throwing up them signs, but you've been throwing them balls.
Hey, just like my man D. Aaron said, I'm bleeping nice. I'm bleeping nice.
Man, what you throwing, brother? Because
I sit.
I'm not a bowler, so I'm not in it, but I need to at least hear you.
150s. It's nothing crazy.
Seriously?
Yeah, I get to the 150.
I thought my boy was throwing low twos or something.
No, I haven't, since the kiddos, I don't get to go as much.
He got his own kicks in his ball.
You talk a 240
right.
Nah,
That's what
I'm sitting to 180, 170, 180, between 150 and 200.
And I thought you came with your own shine for the ball or something.
You have your own shoes and own bowling ball?
Not yet, but, I like.
Have you ever?
No. But we got to go, man. I curve it.
Well, okay, well.
You ever seen a lefty curve like this? I don't think you have.
Weber over here, look out. My goodness, he curves it.
I get after it, man. I'm telling you. We have a bowling night with the crew, and then we have some mac and cheese and a grilled cheese.
All right, we'll make a night of it. We'll definitely make a night of it. I found this here. This is actually from a Spanish site, but it's been translated into English, and it's a ranking of all the NBA franchises and all they have accomplished over the years. So they're ranked 1 through 30 in terms of rings, finals, percentage of playoff years, win-loss percentage, MVPs. There's a whole bunch of categories, as you can see here, Alan. Most rings, of course, Boston with 18. Seasons with an 80% or better win rate. You've got only Boston, the Warriors, and the Bulls. The number one franchise, taking all these things into account, is, of course, number one franchise. What do you think in NBA history?
Celtics.
Yeah, I was
Celtics are number 2 in this.
Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers are number 1. Then it goes, this is interesting to me because the Warriors, with their 7 titles, actually are behind the Sixers, who have had 47% of their years have been playoff years. Philadelphia, 71% of their seasons have been playoff years, only 47.5 for the Warriors. But the Warriors are 4th, Spurs 5th, the Knicks 6th all time. Where would you think the Kings would end up? We're talking again all time, not just Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know. We're not, I'm not going to, no, you're way off.
Like 20th?
I'm going to say about 16.
It goes Spurs 5th, then Knicks, Atlanta 7th. They haven't won a championship in a long time. Detroit, Chicago's only 9th.
Wow.
On this list because they've had so many down years. OKC is 10th. Then it goes Bucks, Rockets, Suns, Heat, Jazz, Portland, number 17, Sacramento Kings.
Come on now.
Not bad.
What'd you say, Jay?
16.
Dang.
Very good, Jay. They have the 1 championship. They have 7 trips to the conference finals. Again, we're taking their total history into account. And percentage of playoff years for the Kings, it's 38.46%. I think it's that high because I think the Cincinnati Royals were in the playoffs every year. And even though the Kings have not been in the playoffs as often of late, the Cincinnati Royals and maybe even to a degree the Kansas City Kings kind of prop up that number. So
they got a filter on that bad boy? Because if there's a filter, that you eliminate a couple years there, that could change drastically. Not just for the Kings, for a lot of different teams.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool. I don't know if anybody feels better because it wasn't even in Sacramento.
Right. I know, but it just taken into the whole big picture of what the franchise has done, it surprised me a little bit. I was glad to see him do that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best franchise.
Now, how do they get back to where they want to get to? Especially with the new lottery reform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's the question, too, and we can talk about it more the rest of the week here. Hearing about the lottery reform, and I'm going to shout out my guy, Scott, as I always do on the text line.
He's coming for you. Be careful.
Hearing the new lottery reform, does that make anybody that was not pro-tank feel differently, right? This is basically your last shot at it based on how the current system works, would it make anybody feel differently? I don't know, Whitey, you are already on top of it as far as how you felt, but anybody out there that thought, oh, man, I don't really mind the Kings, when it wasn't just Scott, we just use him as that type of fan. Is there anybody that hears it once you fully understand what the new rules are? Is there anybody out there that hears it and thinks, man, this is a lot different than what I thought it was going to be, and there's a lot riding on this lottery? Now, obviously, we still don't know what's going to end up for the Kings, but you end up with that 6th pick, and you're thinking, man, that was our best shot at a top 3 pick, and we gave it up so they would know how it feels to win after a season was already over. Okay.
It potentially makes it a lot more difficult to rebuild because it removes your control from it to a large degree. And I know, there's still like 8% chance, but a bunch of teams under the new lottery reform have the 8% chance at the first pick. So you could get anywhere. You could end up in any number of places. Whereas at least with the current system, and I know we've said, Alan, a lot of people look at the Kings and say, oh, they could have done better with that, but they won, 22 games. You could control that. You could say, well, for the next few years, we're rebuilding and we're going to end up with some really good draft picks. Now we're rebuilding. We're going to refresh our roster. We're going to be younger, and let's hope it pays off with our picks.
Right.
So before it was like you got to get the picks right. Now you're not even as certain to get the good picks that you need.
No. This is a byproduct, Whitey, and I'm just thinking about this as we're processing all of it. I wonder if it could refresh the trade market. I know it doesn't make trading any easier, but just people more willing to make trades because kind of what the Wizards did, right? Now, the Wizards, they're hoping that they really double, triple luck out with another top pick. But the Wizards or, for example, the Jazz, that's really where this thing is going to end for a lot of small market teams. Whether that's enough or not, I don't know. But the Wizards, you got your top pick, right? You got the number 2 pick. You like him, so there's not a resachet situation. You went because you don't know what else is going to happen, which they don't. You went and got Trae Young. You're just not going to get your pick of the litter as a small market team. You went and got Trae Young. You went and got Anthony Davis. Who knows if he's actually going to play there or not if he wants to. And that's going to be your go at it. I think what's funny, Whitey, is you're almost admitting that small market teams, and we've talked about this before it came out, hey, yeah, you guys aren't necessarily you got to get so lucky to actually be in the championship conversation. And before, you could have a genius like Sam Presti figuring it out. Now we're not allowing that. So really, we can't say it. Vivek can't say it. None of these owners can say it. But the reality is, if you're a small market team, you're just hoping to be some version of the Timberwolves where you're just in the mix every season and nobody's going to talk about the elephant in the room. You could still make moves from there, but you're going to get a level of luck. Hopefully you get Ant. Hopefully you make certain that they made the trade for Gobert, and you're just going to be relevant for however long that works. And then you might still lose that guy that it was so hard to attain to a big market team. Mm-hmm. That's Adam Silver saying, that's y'all's best. That's what it is for you.
That's a great point you raise. If you're running a team, do you have to look at other ways now to build your roster because you can't count as much as you could on the draft? Mm-hmm. And you never knew for sure then, but with the flattened odds now, it's like, man, it's more of a crapshoot than ever. So then do you have to – I mentioned this yesterday when we talked to Brendan. I wonder if teams like the Kings will look at this and go, man, we got to maximize the chances we have in this draft.
Yeah.
But, of course, if everyone feels that way, no one's going to be willing to spin pieces off to you.
Yeah, I don't know how they get in. We keep talking about Keegan.
Mm-hmm. I would think that's pretty much the only way.
Yeah.
Keegan, and maybe you'd have to attach something and some future assets. I'm not saying they should, but if they wanted to, that's the only way.
How are the future assets viewed now? How are they handled now? That's also
a great
part
point
of it
too. Yeah.
I know you can't protect between 12 and 15 or something like that. We were just reading kind of live here on the air. But the other part of it too is the different moves that you could make. I do wonder, as much as the Kings are high on the young players, is this something where the term relative to the organization should matter? Like if they said, hey, I'm not saying to do this, so nobody freak out. I brought up Dylan Cardwell earlier. If they were to say Maxime, right? And we saw what happened with Khalil Ware in the Heat, and maybe the Heat missed their window, but if they were to say, hey, Keegan and Maxime for let's get you into it, Whitey, so for the 12th pick, right? Would a different team look at that and say, oh, man, that's a good look right there? Or would they say, I like Keegan, Maxime was nice for them? I just don't know how other teams view the young talent that the Kings have. And then when you look at the trades and the assets that the Kings have from a draft perspective, I don't know what that's worth anymore. So I don't know how they get back into this.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ramiz has been hanging on here. Hey, Ramiz, you're on with the Drive Guys. What can we do for you?
Hey, gentlemen, 1 point before I get to the Kings, but I know you guys got a couple of Niner fans there. You got Whitey and Jay. I just want to let you know how you felt about my Cowboys getting that game changer back there, Caleb Downs. I know you like that real good. That's the best player in the draft, period. But anyway, going to my Kings.
I respect that.
Man, if I have a top 3 pick in this draft, man, I have the number 3 pick, I'm getting that kid from North Carolina, Caleb Wilson, man. I think he's going to be a star. I don't want nothing to do with Darius Acuff, man. No defense. And if we have to get a point guard, I kind of like that kid from Houston, Kingston and Flemings. But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of annoyed that we won, 8 of our last 16 games, and we moved from the worst record all the way to the 5th. Just not a fan. But Jay and Whitey, man, we finally got a game changer back in Dallas, man.
All right, you said that already,
Ramiz. Thank you.
We'll let you say it once. Yeah, we'll let you.
Great call.
We'll let you go there.
Great
once.
call.
Yeah, this is going to be the only time I give any type of positivity, positive recognition
Jay,
of the Cowboys.
I looked at you and you looked at me like, we going to allow this?
I know.
Like, yeah,
I know, because Ramiz is he's a wily veteran. He's been in the
Yes.
game.
Yes.
I hate to see, I'll say this, I hate to see good players go to bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it there.
It kind of breaks your heart a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. And they got D winners now, too, don't they?
They do.
Real quick, let's see how Ramiz's idea here squares up with Jeremy Woo's mock that came out today, ESPN.com. Mock draft. Again, we don't know who's picking where, so this is silly to a degree, but he's got 1 Washington Wizards taking A.J. DeBonsa, 2 Indiana Pacers, Darren Peterson, 3 Brooklyn Nets, Cameron Boozer, 4 Utah Jazz, Caleb Wilson. There you go, Ramiz. Jeremy Woo essentially agrees with you. Sounds like you might have taken him sooner than that. 5 Sacramento Kings, Darius Acuff.
Can't get away from him.
Opinions around the NBA vary on where he stacks up amid a very talented guard class. There is curiosity around how he'll measure physically at the combine.
Oh, no.
But little doubt he has the chops to help run a team next season. There is an expectation that Acuff will need to be insulated defensively on a winning team. But he is highly skilled and the most polished point guard in the class. Darius Acuff, Sacramento, 5th. I'm again it, Alan. What say you? I'm again it.
I don't love it. Wait, where do they have Wagler going?
6, Memphis Grizzlies, Keaton Wagler. 7, Atlanta Hawks, Kingston Flemings. 8, Dallas Mavericks, Mikael Brown Jr. 9, Bulls, Braden Burries. 10, Milwaukee Bucks, your guy, Nate Ament.
10?
10.
Dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Go get him.
I'll be surprised if he goes that high. 11, by the way, our guy, Kareem Lopez, Golden State Warriors.
Over LeBaron?
Yaxel Lindeborg, 12. Miami Heat, 13th. LeBaron Fallon.
Oh, see?
Mm-hmm.
Now you move what? Move Tyler Hero to shooting guard. Mm-hmm. You know what confuses me about Darius Acuff? I think I just go back and forth about the offensive skill set and not how much that matters, as I was ripping the Thompson twins earlier in the show. But
I don't know why you don't like them. They're amazing.
No, they are good, but I'm just saying in these spots, it's not that the lights are too bright. It's just their skill set is or they're not on the right. They don't have the right.
Shut people down, Alan.
Okay, well, somebody got to score.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on the way. They're both what, down 3-1? And it's not all on them. They're still super young.
No, it's not. It's not.
But, you know, you take a jump shot. You know, you at overtime elite. Y'all don't shoot. You'll just play defense.
There is no overtime elite anymore.
Not anymore, but that's where they came from.
I understand.
So I'm looking here, Whitey, and I look at Darius Acuff, and I don't know, guys. Half of me feels like, yeah, I mean, you do need somebody that can score, and specifically you need somebody that can shoot, and he can do that, and he can distribute the basketball. Then I look to my right, and I see, well, the Jazz, and I know this guy didn't go as high, the Jazz got a dude in Keontae George. And you look around the league, there's some real bucket getters out there. So I'm kind of split on not how important scoring is in basketball, but how important it is that you should take him if that is his, I guess, number one trait. And on top of that, he's undersized. And on top of that, he's not a great defender. So I really have been struggling with the idea of the offensive skill set and how much that should carry the day right now as far as the NBA draft is concerned.
By the way, to your point, Amen Thompson, I'm a big fan. Do you know what his three-point numbers are?
Is he above 30, 28%?
For his career, and just you're right about this, so don't worry. But his three-point numbers, year one, he was at 138.
13?
14. Round it up, 14.
Okay.
Yeah. Year two, he was at 28, 275, and this year,
come on,
216. However, he averaged 18 points a game this year, and he shot 53% from the floor. He took 1.5 threes a game. He doesn't shoot them because he can't make them.
No. But when you watch, but that's the thing. Those hustle plays, if you watched him, you would wonder, how in the world is this dude scoring 18 points a game, right? If you watch him for 5 minutes. Then when you watch him throughout the duration of a regular season game, there's a lot of hustle plays. There's a lot of putbacks, things like that. That type of stuff doesn't translate as well. It translates in the playoffs, but it doesn't fill the need for their teams when they need bucket getters. Each team does.
They just need more of that from other people on the floor
with
him. His brother Asar Thompson, 186 as a rookie.
Come on, man.
224, and then this year brought it up to 250. So a career three-point shooter, 20%. But he's not the offensive player his brother is. He's just under 10 a game. But again, he shot 53% from the floor this year. So
yeah, they hustle. And again, if you
they will lock you down.
If you put them around 3-4 shooters, we're not having this problem. Look, I'm getting on Amen Thompson. The real problem here is Jabari Smith Jr. Now, would he have taken a leap if they don't go get Kevin Durant? I don't believe so.
I think he's just not that good.
Right. No, that's the real issue. So I'm bagging on. It's almost like you bag on guys that you have more expectations for, right?
Yeah. Amen Thompson, I think, was a hit.
He's
flawed offensively, but he's a hit. Jalen Green was and Jabari Smith Jr. was probably ultimately just a single when you were hoping for at least extra.
Yeah,
base.
and they paid him because they felt like they need to pay him. If they had let him walk, I guess somebody would have taken a chance because, look at that size, look at that frame. But he is, I'm trying to think of a comparison. I don't even know if he's 3-and-D. He just stands there. What does he do? What does Jabari Smith Jr. do?
Boy, his dad was a good king.
Yeah. I know that Keegan's a better defender than him, but
I think a guy like Amen Thompson is more balanced on the floor if you have Jabari Smith Jr. and I know Jalen Green's not there anymore, either one of them, ideally you'd have both, giving you the offense you were hoping to get from
him. You can't run offenses with Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amen Thompson. You could put
They thought KD would pick up a lot of that slack.
38-year-old
Şengün.
38-year-old KD and Diet Sabonis, that's not enough.
The toughest part, though, and this is the thing, and I'm not even trying to go down this road, Jabari Smith Jr.'s numbers are Keegan Murray's numbers.
Yes, they are.
I mean, if we're talking like that, you got to have that conversation with Keegan. I mean, their numbers are super similar.
You're right.
It's crazy.
I've seen those. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Keegan got a bigger bag than Jabari this offseason.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. They're close, but a little bit.
I think Keegan's been hurt more. So it's easier to make the case, well, we haven't seen him as much, certainly not this year.
That's supposed to help?
Well, it just means that you're not as sure about him.
Yeah.
That there's still more room.
It's more mystery.
To grow.
Jabari, we know.
I think so.
Do we?
You know, okay, that's a great I know we got to take a breather. But you brought up something, Jay, that I really find fascinating.
All right, we'll circle back to that. And can Orlando be an all-time playoff Cinderella? Somebody doesn't think so. That's next on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento, the custom capital of the world. The 75th annual O'Reilly Auto Parts Sacramento Autorama returns to Cal Expo Fairgrounds May 1st through 3rd. $3 off general admission tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. The West Coast premier car show features over 500 of the finest custom cars, hot rods, trucks, motorcycles, and lowriders. Fun for the entire family. Autorama. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Sacramento Autorama. Cal Expo Fairgrounds May 1st through 3rd. $3 off general admission tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Let me see if I can remember the intro of this song. All my life I've been searching for something. Something never comes, never leads to nothing. Nothing satisfies, but I'm getting closer to the prize at the end of the road. All night long I dream of the day when it comes around and it's taken away. Lead me to the feeling that I feel the most. Feeling come to life when I see your ghost. There you go. What did you want to get to, Alan?
Yeah, I thought it was, when Jay kind of pushed back and said, and that was a great job by you, Whitey. You really, it reminded me of a Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
Thanks.
Right there. You were on point. But what Jay reminded me of was a conversation that popped up, and it was about RJ Barrett. So RJ Barrett is 26.
You know who loves him?
Oh, I know. RJ Barrett is 26, 27 years old. And I saw this on social media, and the whole idea was somebody saying, oh, well, RJ Barrett, his superstar window is closed. right, at 26, 27. And there was a larger conversation yesterday about peaking versus starting your prime.
Where? Who had this conversation?
There's a lot of different people having this conversation, right? Peaking and starting your prime. Now, Jay, we said some things about Keegan and Jabari Smith Jr., and I'm going to give you your just due because there is one pretty big difference when it comes to Jabari Smith Jr. and Keegan Murray. And Keegan Murray is about to be 26 years old in August. Jabari Smith Jr.
22?
is about to be 23.
Wow. Yeah, no, he's 22, yeah.
In May. So he is over 2 years younger than Keegan. And just like we said about the Peyton Watsons and guys like that, that matters. Jaden McDaniels, who we were talking about yesterday, that matters.
Yeah.
So I think it's far too early. I'm going to hop on Jay's train here. I think it's far too early to call it because the kid is a kid. He's not even 23.
Do you have the games played there? Was I at least correct in that Jabari Smith has played more games
in his career?
Has spent less time injured
than
Keegan?
Jabari Smith Jr. in his career has played 289 games. Keegan has played 256.
All right, so that's not
30 games
this season. Really,
it's not that.
It's really just this season.
Yeah.
So that's a huge difference, guys, and this is what we talk about in these drafts. You know, Jabari.
But what has Jabari done well?
He can shoot it a little bit. He's shooting 36.3% this season, which I know is dang near average, or maybe a smidge above average.
Yeah.
He's averaging 15.8 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, 1.9. You know, it's just weird because he's not bad. It's just, do we see any wiggle like next season? Do we see a Jalen Johnson leap in his future?
Ideally, when KD's out, he should be a guy who's putting up 24 a game.
Right. Yeah. And you can maybe even argue that part of the reason they wanted to bring KD in, and maybe this is another John Lynch reach, but hey, he's 6'11", KD is 6'11", depending on the day. Maybe you could do some mentoring, you know, or at least train together a little bit.
I don't think that happened.
Well, I don't think it did, but
did anybody tell KD that?
They got the same dang body type, though.
I understand. It's a good point. I just don't think that happened.
You know what I'll give you, and this is something because I've thought about this, and I feel like we touched the surface of this a while ago with Draper, Whitey.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at these numbers. You know what Jabari Smith does well, and it's not a skill. It's not something that I guess you can equate to numbers. He's done what the Rockets have asked him to do. And for me, that's why I push back on the narrative of I'm not exactly sure we know what Jabari Smith is yet because I'm not sure. And I understand where you're probably going to go is the Rockets are there every single day and Ime Udoka's right there and their general manager is right there. And they could probably say, well, we just don't see it. We don't see him being an all-star. We don't see him being a star. But I would also say I don't necessarily know if they've given him an opportunity to do so. I think they've asked him because the aspirations of the Rockets organization has been to win a championship, is we've kind of put him to the back burner and hope that he will progress naturally and organically. And when it's time and we're out of our window of KDs and guys like that, the Jabari will be ready with Thompson and so on and so forth. But I think they have just asked him to just be good.
Yeah.
We don't need you. Where opposite, real fast, I think the Kings have clamored for Keegan Murray and given him certain opportunities that I'm not sure Jabari has gotten. But I'll also think, and that's why I think they're similar, is I think the Kings have, you know, how many consistently we've talked about it is shoot the ball, but then it's like, have we really given Keegan the opportunity to be the guy too?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people felt that when DeMar came in, and if you're going to have DeMar, he's going to have the ball. There's no reason to have him if you're not going to give him the ball. And that was perhaps a key point of Keegan's career in terms of development. He didn't get the shots. I think, you know, as we talk about it, and Jay, you made the point that they're very similar, Keegan and Jabari Smith Jr. I think we have to be honest right now. I think neither of them has really lived up to their expectations overall. They haven't been bad, like you said.
The draft where they've been drafted.
I thought Jabari Smith Jr. was going to be the first pick.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
He kind of fits that, you know, and he's closer to Evan Mobley than to, you know, some of these, I guess, 6'7" guys, because he's a big boy. He's 6'11".
Yeah, but he's not Evan Mobley. I mean, Evan Mobley's like a defensive.
No, I know that. I'm just saying he's not a 6'7", got some wick. Keegan is what, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'8".
You know, Jabari Smith Jr. is a bigger dude. You know, it's funny because both of these situations, I think the teams have stymied their players, right? One of the situations, they were both trying to do the same thing. It's just the Rockets achieved it, and not really this season, but the Kings did not, right? They brought in DeRozan. That took opportunities away from Keegan. They brought in Kevin Durant. In theory, that took opportunities away from Jabari Smith Jr., and obviously you move off of Jalen Green. It's one of these things where after their season, last season, they had a decision to make. Things have accelerated. Do we just rock with Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and see if they take leaps, or do we kind of cut the line a little bit and go get Kevin Durant if we think we've seen enough from Jalen Green, who's also very young? They decided to do this, and we'll see how it works out for the Rockets. But both of these guys have not been given opportunities like I like to bring this name up a lot as a chucker, a Trey Murphy III, right? Zion can't stay healthy. Trey Murphy, go out there, take 30 shots a game, right? We the Pelicans, we're not doing nothing. Jalen Johnson has been interesting because Trae Young has been injured. I think Jalen Johnson more so took the bull by the horns, but another opportunity where who else was in his way to take shots away from him. So I think both of these guys haven't lived up to expectations, but at the same time, they both have been given kind of roadblocks that some of their peers, like Trey Murphy, we got to give up. Now Trey Murphy all of a sudden is worth 2 first-round picks because the Pelicans let him take 30 shots a game. And Jalen Johnson is untouchable. And he's been showing that why he is in the playoffs so far, but neither of these guys have been given perfect opportunities. I think Keegan's been given slightly more, but I would even say it's still close.
Well, Jabari Smith Jr. was not the number one pick because Paolo Banchero was. And Paolo Banchero's Orlando Magic right now is on the threshold of making a piece of NBA history. That was a pretty good segue.
Now you're back to the 4.2s. Finally.
Is it out of what? What is this, out of 5?
Out of 5.
Oh, okay.
6 number 8 seeds have won a playoff series against a 1 seed. And Orlando is in position where they could do that against the Detroit Pistons. Last team to do so was Miami in 2023 when Jimmy Butler and the Heat knocked off the Bucks to start a run for them that no one saw coming. And it also basically got Coach Budenholzer fired.
Yeah.
So if you look at the only times it's happened, and more times than not, it's been historic. 1994, Nuggets, the 8 seed, beat Seattle. Nuggets won 42 games. The Sonics won 63 games. And that was in just a 5-game series. So the Nuggets were the first to do it in 94. In 99, the Knicks did it to the Heat. That was also a best of 5.
That was strike season.
Yeah, yes. 2007, and the Knicks went on to go to the finals and lose to the Spurs. The Warriors, the We Believe Warriors, did it to the Mavericks. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Don Nelson coaching the Warriors against his old team, the Mavericks.
Aaron Davis.
42-win Warriors over the
Jack.
67-win Mavericks.
Yep. I'll never forget watching
You Warrior
that.
fans were going nuts.
Oh, that was the beginning. That was just the beginning. I'll never forget watching that. Watched one of the games. It was a birthday party at Fuddruckers.
Really?
You're all watching it. I don't know how old I was.
Did you put American cheese on it?
Of course I did.
Just checking.
I ain't changed since I ain't changed since 04.
What I remember about that series is Dirk could get the ball in the mid-post, and Don Nelson told his team he always spins whichever way it was, and they knew which way he was going to spin every time, and he was just befuddled. They defend him so well because Don Nelson knew him so well. 2011, the Grizzlies over the Spurs. Grizzlies were a really good team for an 8 seed. It was still a surprise. 2012, the Sixers, an 8 seed, beat the Bulls. That's because, in large part because Derrick Rose hurt his knee early in the series. And then 2023, the Heat over the Bucks. So this is history in the making, Alan. The Orlando Magic on the verge of joining this elite club of 8 seeds, beating the 1 seed.
You're kind of convincing me to flip-flop. You are. Because, I mean, my whole thing is the team underachieved, right? But if you were to ask me, the reason I'm moonwalking a little bit is because if you would just ask me straight up, hey, Alan, how much of a chance are you giving the Magic without really thinking it through, right? The initial, they did underachieve. Even though that is how I felt, I would say, it might go 6, but I got the Pistons. I wouldn't have really thought the Magic would have pulled this off, because since they did underachieve, why should I believe that they will start properly achieving when the playoffs start?
It's so hard to predict for many reasons, but especially because of all the injuries. Now, Franz Wagner had a sore calf. He wasn't playing last night.
Not good.
You got DiVincenzo's out and Ant's hurt, and that Lakers series is Luka coming back. KD's been hurt.
It's kind of brutal.
For whatever reason, it's just disappointing from a fan standpoint. These are the games of the year, and so often Aaron Gordon's not playing. Just too many injuries.
Yeah, I'm looking here. I thought it was worse than this, but yeah, the last couple years, Franz got to 60 games in 2024, 2025, and then this season he's only played in 34 games. So some bad luck for the draft pick that everybody said they would have taken if they had a chance.
I said it at the time, Alan.
I know.
Yeah. When we come back, one last peek at today's lottery reform news, and we have a development in the Aaron Rodgers saga. Does anybody care? We'll find out and wrap things up on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Save $10 on a pair of Bosch Focus wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes, so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
After suffering a torn Achilles tendon last postseason, will George Kittle be ready to take the field for training camp? Head to SactownSports.com for the star tight end's latest injury update and all things 49ers this offseason. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Here's Giants fan Alan Stiles with a Giants update.
Not me. The Giants fall victim to the manager.
It's not over yet.
No, they will. The Giants fall victim to the manager bump. The fired manager bump, which is what the Phillies are doing right now. When I saw that news come through, I thought, okay, we know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know what this is.
The Giants are trailing. They have it's the bottom of the eighth. They're down 5-0. So they got one more turn. As my dad used to say, don't put the bats away till the final out, Alan.
There's just something special about a bottom of the ninth, or even late inning comeback.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're down. I think 3 runs is probably a good limit. You're down 3, and of course, if you're on the other side of it, it's terrible. But you're down 3. Leadoff guy gets on. Okay.
Yeah.
Next guy gets a knock. Let's work.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
NBA playoffs, end of the first quarter. Knicks 35, Hawks 22. And it could be a big night in Philly because the Phillies appear to be headed towards a victory. And it was 6:35 left in the third quarter. Celtics leading the Sixers, but leading them only 66-65.
Yeah, they're trying to hang around, the Sixers are. And it's just so funny. Did anybody know Embiid was playing today? Like, does anyone know any of this?
I thought I saw over the weekend that he was maybe questionable, that he was working his way back, but I didn't know specifically that. Yeah.
The TV turned on and he was playing. Oh, okay. And it's almost as if, I mean, I feel bad because it's all injuries and stuff, but it's almost as if, is he even a factor, right? Like, I don't even know what to do with him.
Mm-hmm. What do we do with the 3-2-1 lottery system?
Man.
Long story short. 3 balls to 7 teams, 2 balls for 7 other teams, and 1 ball for 2 teams, depending on where you finish. And
what do we do?
The worst teams actually are penalized a ball. You want to be in that middle level. You don't want to be in, what do they call it? The relegation zone, which is a stupid term that somebody at the NBA office has said, oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like it.
Relegation zone.
I like it. I like it a lot. A relegation sensation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
So 16 teams in the lottery. It's not official yet, but according to Shams and Sam Amick, this looks like the plan that the NBA is going with.
If you thought that the Kings would be able to successfully tank next season, even though they couldn't successfully tank this season, then this is a rough day for you. If you never thought that the Kings would be able to successfully tank, this isn't really a bad day for you. Because as it stands, if these rules were in place right now, the Kings would be one of those 6-7 teams with the best odds for the number 1 pick.
Do you think this will get rid of tanking? This will curb tanking, which is supposedly why they're doing all this.
I think it'll be less, and I think it will be less egregious.
It should curb the race to the bottom,
yes,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
The multi-team race to the worst record.
Let's find a way to get rid of the egregious, no disrespect to whatever two-way player or whatever G League player that got pulled up, but let's get rid of that first. And then in 2-3 years, in 2029, we'll see how it works. But let's first and foremost get rid of people on social media talking about tank-offs. Let's get rid of that first. That's what their goal was. I think this is successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of caveats. Another one that's interesting, I know we touched on this earlier, and it requires a lot of study. No team will be able to win the top pick in consecutive years. No team will be able to have top 5 picks in 3 consecutive years under this new proposal.
Yep, that's the biggie for me.
And the new system is supposed to go into effect next year, expires following the 2029 draft, and at that point, NBA officials will have to look at it and decide whether they want to keep it or try something new.
And you know what's so funny? So what? 2027 iffy draft, 2028 iffy draft. I'm just looking. Look, not even making, not making jokes or whatever, but Embiid was injured.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they were looking at him. And then after, I don't know what 2029 was supposed to look like, at least this season. But why did you see Tyron Stokes? He committed to Kansas. And you know what's so funny, guys? I was thinking about this during the break. Clearly, Kansas did not get a sour taste in their mouth from Darren Peterson because they're doing it all over again. I don't know if it's going to look like this, but clearly that was not a deterrent or whatever deal I saw unofficially, but it was reported that Stokes is getting $7 million in the NIL. But clearly, earlier in the season, oh man, Kansas is never going to want to deal with this again. No, if you got the number 1 guy, you're gonna take the number 1 guy.
As long as he doesn't have full body cramps, we're good to go.
That's
Alan.
right. That's right. So they were not deterred from that conversation. Oh, you could have a more balanced team that kind of knows each other better. Nah, give us the potential number 1 pick.
One of the oddest things about the whole Darren Peterson saga to me was the way Kansas got so used to playing without him. Mm-hmm. They played well, and then when he came back, it was like, oh, that doesn't look right.
Right.
He's a great player, but it doesn't fit now because they're so used to playing without him.
What is more important? And this could be a very silly question, but what's more important? I don't know if I mean this towards potential players. I don't know if I mean this towards the team, but the school. But what is more important, winning championships or stacking up top picks? So Kansas, they essentially sacrificed. Which is
more important to the school?
Yeah, to the school.
Winning championships.
Then
right?
I find it interesting that they went in this direction again. I'm not saying that Stokes is like Darren Peterson, but that basically sunk their season. That whole debacle.
But they didn't know it was going to happen, obviously, and they
had some okay, are we throwing out the whole? Are we done with the whole? Oh, I'm going to be a part-time player. Was it all just injuries now? Is that what we're going with?
That was my understanding. I'm not trying to defend him.
Yeah.
I know I'm higher on him than some people, but as far as what happened, I think a lot of it had to do with him and his health. I don't think that was part of the agreement necessarily.
Okay. Because that was part of the conversation.
And I don't think they're bringing in Stokes thinking, play when you want. That's how we do it here.
It's a new world.
Let us know what you need.
Yeah, if you want to come by. Just if not, you can let us know. Okay, you need anything? Kristen Peak, who we had on a couple times, we probably do for another chat with her. But she had said, basketball contributor for NBA.com. She had said that, I talked to Darren and, he likes to get after it. He likes to get out there. So this isn't a matter of motor or anything like that.
Yeah. If you go back to the early days in baseball free agency, which was mid-70s, I know a lot of people at the time said this is going to ruin baseball because fans need players to stay in one spot. It didn't. And even in other sports, we see free agency. If anything, I think it creates more interest. But there were people that said, "Oh no, this is the end." Some of those people were just afraid about how much money they were going to lose. We're seeing something similar now in college sports. I mean, look at the receiver the 49ers just picked. How many schools did he play for in his career? 3?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Eric Crocker, who's outstanding, does a lot of stuff for the Niners. He had to find separate tape. He said, "Here's the dribbling tape from this school. Here's the dribbling tape from Ole Miss." And they're two completely different things.
Yeah. So I wonder if that at any point is going to be something that detracts from the overall experience. Like, he's our guy. Yeah, but last year he played at Cal.
Right.
Or, next year who knows what school he's going to play in. It may be similar to what we saw in free agency where people are going to be, I'm fine with that. It's more interesting to me as long as my team's good. I don't know.
I think a lot of college fans are conditioned to it already.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks. And I guess it also depends how much you played, right? Like Joe Burrow, everyone's, Ohio State, and then obviously he finished at LSU, but he won a national championship, Heisman at LSU. It's a little bit different. If you made memories somewhere and then go somewhere else, I think that makes it a little bit different. Like Stojakovic, for example, this is probably his most notable year of college.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if he looks at it any differently than when he was at Stanford or Cal because he made memories there that he didn't make at other places.
Before we wrap things up here, a quick look at Aaron Rodgers. Did you see what the Steelers did? They applied an unrestricted free agent tender to Aaron Rodgers. So Rodgers, then, if he were going to go somewhere else, the Steelers would get a compensatory draft pick if he signed somewhere else. And it just looks like maybe they're making sure they want him back, but they're just making sure that they're covered in case he doesn't. They're playing a little chess here. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back to the Steelers? Should we care, Alan, at this point?
I think the fact that they're even bringing it up does make me feel like we should care because they wouldn't be doing this if nobody was interested. I don't think they're making up the interest.
The tender puts a hard deadline on his ability to play. As of November 17th, he won't be able to play for the Steelers or anyone else this season, absent a showing of extreme hardship. So they want him.
That's the thing for me is he's been the guy to string it along.
Yeah.
That's the part I was like, they putting a timeline on his butt.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't do this again.
Yeah.
Just tell us. Is it Drew Aller out of Penn State? Which is it?
And what do you think, speaking of the Steelers, what do you think of Mike Tomlin going to the broadcast booth?
I like the little blip I heard to start where he kind of opened up. He said, we haven't had the success. It's time to move forward. I think we're going to see very similar to, the Belichicks of the world. I think we're going to see another element of Mike Tomlin, and I'm excited to see it, man. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I like Mike Tomlin. My idea was, he knows Scott Perry really well.
Not this again.
We were
so close. We were so close.
I don't know what's wrong. Yeah.
Come on.
Bring him in to give a fiery speech to the team.
No. You wanted him on the payroll.
Bring him in to give an inspirational speech. What's wrong with that?
You wanted him on the payroll.
On the what?
You wanted him as one of the guys in the front office.
I don't know. Well, it's not a terrible idea, but I don't know about any of that.
I mean, now that he's not part of football, is it consultant?
I think so.
See how that works.
I think you're on to.
As a safety manager,